Okay, everybody. Welcome to a Monday night edition of Friday Night One-Shots. Yes, I know, it's Friday night. And yes, I know, it has been, as the kids say, a minute. But the truth is I've been extremely busy, like really, really busy. And I'll explain that in just a moment. But for those of you that do not know, my name is Matt Yancic, and I am the host and founder of the multinational conglomerate known as Manufactured Myth and Legerdemain. And welcome to an actual play tonight for something really special with some of my best friends, and a really great rabble-rouser who I will introduce to you in just a moment. But before I kind of got to that, I wouldn't be like a carnival barker if I didn't tease a few things and also apologize for my absence. So the channel's been around for 2.5, 3 something years, and about 4 or 5 months or so ago, suddenly the interviews and the actual plays sort of slowed down and didn't come as fast and furiously as they were coming before. And the reason actually for that was that I have been working on something very special that is tied in and related to what kind of we're doing tonight. So as I teased earlier, we are playing a game from a really great YouTube neighbor and friend of mine, Scotty McFarland, who I started following, boy, it must have been like 6 or 7 years ago, at least, probably even more, maybe like 8, 9 years ago, on the DM's Craft, for all of his great mini stuff and for the tiles that he made. But he has most relatively recently released EZD6, which is his own gaming system. And you all kind of know, if you've been watching the channel at all, you know that I'm like a big guy, an advocate for Cypher System. And Cypher System is a really great system. But I got to say the two are, or I should say, EZD6 has given it a run for its money. And I've just had a lot of fun working with and playing with the system, which sort of leads me into what I was saying about the minor hiatus that the channel has been on for the last few months. I've actually been working on a game for Scotty's system called Bone and Metal. And I'm pretty excited about it. Bone and Metal takes place in, well, you can picture it as feudal Japan. The Seven Samurai meets the Dark Crystal. I've been working on it with, well, all by my lonesome have I been writing it. But I've been working on the rest of it, the art, with a super talented guy by the name of Joey Lee Cabral, who's been fantastic to work with. His stuff is so good. I'm so excited to show it to all of you when the game is ultimately finished. And I've also been fortunate enough to have actually be working with none other than Matt Click, who's been doing proofreading, editing, and developmental editing on the book, just to sort of give it that extra special, like chef's kiss, like of perfection. So that's the reason that the channel has been sort of slower than usual. I have a bunch of stuff sort of lined up for the summer. I don't want to say too much about some of the guests that I have on and some of the games that I have planned. But, oh yeah, by the way, I'm an English teacher, which is also, it's not just that I was working on the game, but I like have a full-time job. And when the summer comes, they unleash me and they tell me to go away and depressurize and then come back in September. So I've been planning on doing, catching up with the channel. So if at any rate, though, I do want to say thank you very much to the people out there that have been liking and subscribing. Here is the bizarre thing. I seem to get more subscribers when I don't stream than when I do. So in the last few months, and this is a pittance for the big streamers like Scotty McFarland, but in the last few months, I've gotten something like 80 or 90 new subscribers, which is a lot for me. Like that's like an extra 20% of what I had before. We're close to 600 now. So for all of you that have been subscribing, thank you very much for that. I do apologize for the delay. I think you will find that I have a really nice back catalog of content here, lots of great interviews, and most of all, I have a lot of fun with my friends who I am very fortunate enough to have come on to work for nothing while I exploit them. They're really nice. They're a fun bunch. I'm really happy to have them on. So if you are interested and you do like what we're doing, please do think about liking and subscribing this video. I know, or subscribing to the channel. Doing a simple thing like clicking like, doing a simple thing like watching the video. It's amazing what it does for the algorithms. And you know, I'm not kidding myself. I'm not trying to get rich off of streaming, but it is really nice to know that people are enjoying the stuff that we have. So I'm talking too much. You didn't come here tonight. You didn't come here tonight to hear me talk. You may have noticed that normally when we do a Friday night one-shots, I am the game master, but tonight here the title is telling you that I am actually the host. The reason I'm the host is for all of those things that I've just sort of said before. We're very, very fortunate to have DM Scotty McFarland coming on the channel to run his playtest, essentially, of Eldritch City Blues. And so, Scotty, oh boy, I can't like this. Scotty, thank you so much for coming on tonight. How's it going over there in Rabble Rouser land?
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. I'm actually getting ready to go to a convention next month. It's like a kind of a premium convention. It's called the Green Dragon Fest. There's going to be a bunch of great game masters there, but I'm furiously making terrain. I still do all that stuff. I still do miniatures and terrain. I'm furiously making terrain for this game that's going to be there. It's kind of this premium outlet. It's in Knoxville, and it is Knoxville, Tennessee, and it's just like fantasy village. It's really, really cool. So it was kind of, we wanted to do something that was like kind of like the castle, you know, where the people go to the castle and play at the castle, but not as expensive as going, you know, flying to England and going to a castle and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's really the atmosphere of the place is just really cool. I think it's going to be a really great event, and that's what I've been busy doing lately.
I was actually checking it out, so I did see that. I don't know where I saw the ad, or maybe you had posted a link or something, and I went and checked it out, and I was super, like, impressed. Like, it's a real, like, excursion where you're kind of trapped with your fellow players and your rabble rouser or GM or DM or whoever, you know, you're playing with, and like you're really out there and with living with these people. Let me ask this, like, are you running one game over several nights, or is it different games each night? Like, how does that work?
I'll be running one game over several nights, but I'll probably do some one shots also, you know, like late after hours one shots.
Right.
Yeah.
When it gets a little blue, folks.
Yep.
After that's like after a few cocktails.
Right. EZD6 after hours.
That's that's the new setting.
That's a new playset.
That's it. I'm yep. Well, at any rate, thank you so much, Scotty, for joining us. But of course, it wouldn't be a stream without my tried and true friends who have come and out and joined us tonight, and they're willing to put up with my tomfoolery and goofiness. Folks, meet my friends. Somebody start. I don't know. I could host. There we go. Frank, or AKA Stanley Markovich. Tell us a little bit about who you're. Or you know what? Wait a minute. Why am I hosting? I shouldn't be hosting. I've stolen this from Scotty. Who do I think I am? I don't even have 600 subscribers. Scotty, I defer to you. How would you like the game to go right now? Oh, mighty rabble rouser. What are we doing?
Why don't you go ahead and introduce your players, and then I'll break back in and get us started.
Okay, all right. You can interrupt
Okay.
me anytime. Anytime.
Okay.
So Stanley, Frank, tell us a little about yourself and Stanley.
Sure. Stan is I don't know, he grew up in Oklahoma, and little did I know, but I was a Dampier, which is a half vampire, half human, kind of dormant through my childhood, but it really came about. I was with the 45th Infantry in the European Theater of Operations during the Great World War II as a medic. And then while I was over there in the Balkans, it just hit me all of a sudden. The food didn't taste as good. I felt a craving and a lust for blood, but I'm resisting it because my rule is do no harm. So I've been struggling against those urges. And now that I'm back in the States, finding a way to keep things level-headed, but also trying to help out my fellow man in the process.
Well, thank you very much for that little intro, Frank, or should I say Stanley. Let's keep moving around the old dial here. Michelle, whose character name, Imogen.
Hi, I'm Imogen Ochoa for tonight. Mexican-American from Pasadena. Don't speak much Spanish because Mexican-American immigrants, second generation. So grew up in Pasadena and coming out to a new place to try to make a name for myself as a librarian. But that's not really it's not really working out. I tend to find trouble or it finds me, and here for adventure.
All right. Well, thank you very much for that. Continuing around the old clock face here, we have Steve Canaris with not Thurston Howell III, but Thurston Howell II. This has piqued my interest. Tell us more.
Yes, so I'm Steve, and I'm portraying Thurston Howell II, oil magnate from California, self-made man. My father was an immigrant, and I ran with he worked hard slaving away, and I knew I could do it better, so I got into oil. I got into other businesses. I've made a fortune, and now I just live life as a dilettante, or so people think. But in truth, my passion is antiquities, and the tragedy of war also brought the opportunity to find many artifacts in many far corners of the world, and so I'm an occultist, and I traffic in some of these antiquities, all for the search of the greater truth out there. I've got a son. He's kind of a worthless do-nothing, but his wife, Lovey, very beautiful woman.
All right. Well, thank you so much for that, Steve. And I guess finally, we have, of course, myself. I didn't dress like this accidentally, folks. Tonight, I am playing Harry Diamond, a gumshoe, who also happens to be a World War II veteran and a POW, a former POW, who, while locked in a prison camp, was actually, well, I had a cellmate, I guess you'd call them, a fellow prisoner, who was actually a ventriloquist and was carving a ventriloquist's dummy to serve as a companion because apparently I was not good enough. And he sort of half completed the ventriloquist dummy, but not before he unfortunately passed away in the cell. And so now I am the keeper of my cellmate's ventriloquist dummy, and Harry uses the dummy to help him detect clues and to fight crime. So I may or may not be talking to the dummy throughout the night. And I see we had our first question actually tonight. Ron Talks Tabletop. I'm so sorry, Ron. You're asking what kind of setting is this? Yeah, maybe I should have prepared. I'm a little rusty tonight. Scotty, why don't you tell us about the setting, and then you can. We'll just put ourselves in your care, in your hands.
Yeah. This setting was inspired by an HBO movie that was in the 90s called Cast a Deadly Spell. And I've always loved this movie, and I thought it was so clever mixing that whole gumshoe genre with a noir genre with Cthulhu. And it was it wasn't as gloomy and doomy. I mean, there's monsters and horror. It's not as gloomy and doomy as a standard Cthulhu game where, you probably end up insane, right? There's no real insanity rules in this game. There could be like shock where you may have to roll where you're shocked or something. But I tend to like to use the power of the rabble rouser to do that kind of shocking and not rolls, right? Not stats and rolls, right? I like to do it through the story, right? With hard decisions and interesting situations. So there's none of that. You're going to end up drooling in the corner. Your character, you're too bad your character's done. You're drooling in the corner. There's none of that in this game. But I love the idea that magic became normal in the world, right? In the movie, magic becomes a normal thing. Everybody can use magic. It. Right. Everybody can use magic. It's like a technology like any other, like the internet per se. Like there's great things about the internet and there's really bad things about the internet, So any technology we come up with is going to have those things. So the charms in the game do little time-saving things for you, like brush your teeth while you tie your tie, or your luggage will follow you in the train station, or those kind of little fun things. But there's a darker magic also, which is illegal magic. Now we don't have any witches or warlocks today, so they won't have to worry about that much. But they can cast spells too. So there's street witches and warlocks that can cast spells. But you guys will probably definitely be dealing with that kind of thing. But so the history behind magic is that after World War II, we basically pillaged all this stuff from Nazi Germany, right? We pillaged all this technology. But what happened also was that the Nazis unlocked magic, where magic could be used in the world, with this secret project called the Black Sun. Okay, so these occultists and parapsychologists brought magic to the United States. And so now almost everyone can use magic. It's like a time-saving thing. And the trick is, all right, that magic has seeped through into our reality because the bonds that hold the dark matter outer gods out of our reality are breaking down, right? The Nazis weakened that barrier. So magic seeped into our reality. And what most people don't know is that the more you use magic, the more the barrier gets destroyed, it gets broken, right? So all this casual use of magic is dissolving the barrier and it keeps these things out, right? So, but like once you open the bottle, can you put the genie back in? It's like, say they said, oh, sorry, tomorrow we can't use your cell phones anymore because it's bad, right? For whatever reason, it's bad, right? So could you do that? Could you not use, you know what I'm saying? It's so handy and convenient, that technology. You can't put the genie back in the bottle, right? It's like once it's out.
Yeah.
So that's the whole crux of this thing, that like the people are actually helping the outer gods get closer.
So you're saying like basically the sort of the barrier between the dark side and our own reality is sort of breaking down and they're slowly mixing. Does anyone know this?
Generally, this would be like hidden from the players, right? At the start of the campaign. Yeah, I would let them know later on that, hey, this is, they find out information that tells them, hey, this is happening, right? So, I think that's kind of a cool thing that, like, how, can they stop magic? They may stop this week's monster, but can they stop the doom that's coming, right? The ultimate doom of the barrier totally breaking down, right? Yeah.
Okay, sounds cool. Well, why don't you go ahead and we are here for you, Scotty. You take it away, and we're all ready.
Cool. Okay. So, a couple questions. What's the name of your dummy?
Melvin.
Is it your friend's name, Melvin? Okay, cool.
Why are people laughing?
Dummies are inherently funny. Isn't that why we keep them around as friends?
Melvin. Yeah.
So, are you guys kind of casual acquaintances? Are you tight? Do you work out of like Harry's detective agency and he calls you as friends to help with investigations, or how do you guys work?
I don't know. I mean, I'm okay with that if you want to set us up that way. What do we all think?
That sounds like a good plan.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, we met in the past at some point, and maybe we can hang out with Harry and Melvin. But obviously, it feels like perhaps Thurston might be hiring or working with Harry on getting something done.
Oh,
And
He's freeloading off of me for sure.
Obvious.
I don't.
So
freeload.
Thurston's the bankroll. The
Yeah.
bankroll of this group.
Yeah, could it be Thurston? What do you think about me? I mean, I'm rather, as is typical of this genre, I'm rather washed up.
Right.
Do you feel pity for me at all, or is there some reason you're funding me?
Well, I think that, aside from my, billionaire industrialist life, this is the seedy underbelly of my mystical passions. So you're just kind of
He's got to work with some dirtbags, Harry.
a useful nuisance, maybe. I don't know, something
Okay.
like that.
So maybe you're using me every so often, and yeah, I'm a little useful tool for you every so often. And then what do I do? Do I bring in you, Stanley, and you, Imogen, on cases when, and I have no idea that Thurston is kind of use me, or what do you guys think?
Yeah, that sounds good. Maybe I've seen you around the library a few times when I'm trying to avoid doing my job, and you're trying to avoid
Getting
having to
caught
go back to
drinking
work
in
too.
a back corner of the library.
Yeah, and like the little, what are those carts called? See, I'm already a terrible librarian.
The
little
Dewey-
like return
What are
carts.
you talking about? Oh, the return cards.
Yeah, those or
for
whatever.
the books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Stanley? How do
Harry,
we know
I
each
think
other?
we have the war in common is an easy connection.
The 45th.
But then I kind of see just how much of a mess you are in that dummy that you work with. That I'm just trying to keep an eye on you to keep you going.
Oh, maybe you pity me as well. How about
Yeah.
if
Oh,
ever
you
we...
okay?
If you keep him busy,
Yeah.
then he won't spend all day talking
won't-
to his dummy.
Right, he won't get into any trouble. Is that it? Is that the angle? Everyone just feels sorry for me. No one's really my friend. It's not unlike we are in real life. It's our relationship. I don't get it. My mother tells me I'm a great streamer.
Oh.
And so do all my friends. Okay, are we all right with that then? And we can just sort of play it by ear as we go?
Good here.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds great.
All right.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get contacted by a messenger. Okay, he comes to the office. What's your office look like? Is it a spacious office? Is it a closet? Is it in the bad side of town?
It's in the attic of in a seedy part of town. I'm picturing something that has kind of a, I don't know if it's called like this kind of, whatever what is this, a steepled or gabled roof or whatever. So the further you walk out towards the edges of the office, the more you have to duck down, and like that's where my desk is. And then there's like exposed asbestos that I'm breathing in all day,
Put
like
them in your
asbestos
coffee every now and then
insulation.
for flavoring.
And I I scrape it off the wall and I use it for flavoring, and
puts a plaster in the coffee.
that's right. And then of course there's like a couple like skylights that are like broken windows, and
Intentional?
I've got yeah, maybe, or intentional like bricks from maybe prior clients that weren't happy with my services, and like a couple fans, those metal fans like spinning and going back and forth with like the little things on them. And most of the time I'm just like in my white like stained t-shirt, and like today maybe it's of course unless it's a different season, it's like the hottest summer, the heat of summer is getting to me, and I'm sweating up a storm. And my assistant Melvin is sitting at the reception desk
and smoking a Lucky Strike. No doubt.
That's right. He's
The
made out of
cigarette is Lucky Strike.
and his eyes are just like blinking, like thunk. And
Oh,
his mouth like just goes like clunk every once in a while. It opens up, and then his head, like on the Twilight Zone episode, just like turns like this.
oh no.
But I don't know if I think he's doing this, but maybe everyone else knows that I'm the one that's operating.
Right. Is it? Yeah. Is it?
Is he haunted?
That's
haunted.
That's up to you. This is your world, Scotty. So you can tell me if it's haunted or if I'm insane, or I don't know.
Maybe we don't know.
Yeah.
All right.
Is it the coffee?
Where is your
The
office
asbestos.
located? Like what city? Where are we?
Yeah. Where is there any particular city you'd want, Scotty, or does it matter?
It's kind of an everywhere city.
Okay. Rainy city.
It's kind of like a Gotham, substitute, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I had a name for the city, and now it's
That's
totally
all right.
drawn a blank.
Do we want to come up with a name?
Sure, yeah, come up with a name for the city.
What do we think, guys?
Springfield.
Springfield.
That's what I was going to say.
Maybe the Springfield Springfields. It's an ironic name.
Right.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I'm okay.
Where that it evokes like flowers and sunshine, where it's really soot and
It's actually just
Yeah.
it's just raining. Lots of smokestacks through the window that I can kind of see.
right.
I'm smoking 2 cigarettes actually at the same time.
Or we could just go with Providence.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's good. Zing. I'm going to Providence
Local dig
next
there.
month. I'm being sent to Providence. Okay, we'll do Providence.
That sounds good.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
All right, cool. So Melvin, something slides under the door, right? A letter, and Melvin picks it up and brings it over to you and puts it on the desk and then sits back down. And it's addressed to you.
So I pull out
And handwriting.
I pull out a blade that I took off a soldier back in the big one, or the second big one, or whatever, or I used to get out of the prison, or the POW camp on my own.
Right.
And I've been using it as a letter opener, and I slice the thing open and thank Melvin for his work and light his next cigarette, and then and then sit down to read it. Put my shoes up on the desk and sit down to read it.
So, dear Mr. Diamond, and it goes into an account of a young boy who lost his life accidentally. That's what the police came to the conclusion of, but this couple doesn't believe that this happened. And you see that the signature on the letter is James Apworth, who is a steel magnate. So very rich. And they said their son went to a private school named the Marnoth School for Boys. And you know that that's kind of upstate. Very swanky school for rich kids. Building the next generation of politicians and, privileged society, right? So, they want to meet you in secret. Essentially, they want you to come to their manor and come to the back. They don't want you to come to the front. They want you to come to the back.
Rude.
I look over at Melvin. Melvin, they don't trust us. They don't trust us, Melvin. It's not your fault, Melvin. Not your fault. I stub out.
Basically, they can't be seen with people like you in polite society.
Melvin. I stub out the cigarette, and I'm kind of suspicious of this whole thing. And unless you've got something else for us planned, I don't trust nobody when they tell me to come alone. I mean, alone for me is with Melvin. But I like to have some backup when I go. So I might pick up the... I'm thinking of 40 slang. I can't think. So I might pick up the phone.
Do you have a car?
Huh?
Do you have a car?
A car? Oh, should I? Oh, cool.
You may not. You may not have a car. Maybe Thurston is the one with the car.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just put it this way. How about this? Is it possible that maybe I stand up? I start to pick up the phone as if to dial, and then I remember, oh yeah, it was repossessed, but then Thurston got it back out last week. And I do like a little shrug. I throw on my jacket, which is also sweat stained. Melvin comes. I start to walk out. I turn and I realize Melvin's not following me. I'm like, Melvin, wake up. Let's go. Stop nodding off. And Melvin stands up, gets out of the chair. This is what I see.
Sorry, I was distracted.
And he comes. Come on, buddy. Come on. Let's go.
I had to finish my cigarette.
And then we head out the door, go downstairs to the unrepossessed vehicle, which is got a parking ticket on it. I rip the parking ticket up, toss it on the ground, and then I sit in the car and I wait for Melvin to start driving. And Melvin walks around. I see the top of his head. And he gets into the driver's seat and he starts driving.
Oh.
This may or may not be in my imagination. But Melvin just... But
so
the,
you could...
the thing that makes me suspicious is that Melvin turns to me and he's talking like this the whole time. He's not watching the road. But he still makes he brakes and he makes all the turns and signals and all that stuff.
So do you pick up the gang?
Yeah, I'm going to stop by, of course, the library. And
How you doing, Harry?
Imogen, I can't really talk. But I'm gonna need your help here for a few minutes. Can I borrow you?
Gladly. So I sort of motion to my coworkers that I'm gonna be a minute. Just a sec. I sort of calmly walk outside like, how's it going, Harry?
Oh, I'm doing all right. And I'm looking at say hello to Melvin. It's been a while, and Melvin is standing right next to me, and I gesture, and I don't know how you're going to react or what's happening.
Hi, Melvin. You okay?
This is going to be a very insane game because I can't tell right now if you're messing with my brain or if you're like, I can't tell now. Like it's metagaming within metagaming. All right. Well, good to see it. Let's get going. We got to go get Stanley too. He always just comes right along without any sort of delay. Oh, or unless.
So you stop by. Well, I run a clinic in downtown Providence. It's usually open nights. So during the day, I'm just scruffling around the place, checking these antique rat traps that I keep around. So if you pop on by, you'll see me scrabbling around, and I just caught one. I caught a rat, and you see me holding it up like this from the car. And I just like, give me just a minute, and I run around the corner, and you hear a squeal and a weird cracking noise, and then really loud glug 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 glug, comical almost.
Oh, he's
And-
doing that. Okay.
And
Okay.
then he comes around the corner, grabs a little kit, comes up to the car. Harry, you're not looking so swell. What's happening?
Stan, what are you talking about? I look as fresh as the day I was born. Isn't that right, Melvin? And I look down at Melvin, and Melvin's like, yeah, you look so good. Or actually, unless you want to run him, Scotty.
You look great, boss.
Of course I do. I always look great. Let me just straighten my tie here a little bit. There we go. Straight. No problem.
You got a lead, Harry?
Yeah. So I got the and I assume maybe we're driving there.
I'll squeeze in next to Imogene.
It's another well, we'll see here. It's another
Hi, Stan.
another kidnapping, it looks like. That's what they think anyway. But I got a letter from you guys know a James Atworth? Is that right, Scotty?
Apworth.
At birth.
Mhm.
At birth, he was designated Apworth. Apworth? APWORTH?
Is that
Are you
magnate?
gonna come get me,
Probably not.
or am I sitting out? I'll play tennis at the club.
We're going to drive by.
And like those little tiny
Wait.
shorts.
It's like, so something happened the other day?
Oh, guys, we go by.
I guess we will. Oh. Could that be Melvin saying that? Melvin, what was that? I'm forgetting someone. Who am I
Don't
forgetting?
forget Thurston. Don't forget Thurston.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's swing by. All right. I'll catch everybody up to speed when Thurston's here. All right. So we swing by wherever Thurston.
You'll find me at a hotel where I rent a suite when I'm in town, which I have been.
Awesome.
And so you find you hear a knock at your door.
Okay, open up.
Melvin's
Harry!
standing there.
Oh, Harry and Melvin.
I'm not here. What are you talking about? I'm in the car.
Oh, so me? What is that you say, Melvin? Oh, Harry. Okay. We're leaving now, you say? Oh, he brought his car. Hold on a second. I go into the room and get a towel and sling it over my shoulder to put down on the front seat when I get to the car. And I'll follow Melvin out and meet up with you guys.
So I've been having a whole conversation with Stanley and Imogen in the car as I watch Melvin bring Thurston Howell II out from the suite, the high roller suite he stays at. And in my mind, we're having an argument about breakfast for no particular reason and what makes the best breakfast foods. That's what we were talking about for sure, definitely, without a doubt.
So Thurston, you do know the Atworths.
Yes, of course. They make their money in steel. Not quite, not quite oil, but steel's fine, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And
For
you
second
did
tier billionaire.
You did hear about the tragedy with their son, the accident,
Yes.
but you didn't know.
Tragic
You don't
thing.
know the details.
Yeah.
It's been kind of hushed up in polite society exactly what happened.
Okay.
And so would my details, as I fill them in, are the letter that I got, as well as the fact that the son seems to have died. But they believe there may have been some sort of foul play, which is what they always think. But we'll find out. We'll get to the bottom of this. So I'm supposed to meet him in the back. Don't know why, but I need 3 sets of eyeballs. Actually, Melvin, you're 4th. So watch out for me as I head around to the back and make sure there ain't any funny business that's going on here. You 4 up? Well, I assume you're up for it. You got in the car with
Got
me.
it, boss.
We're already in the
boss.
vehicle.
Well,
aren't we?
we're in for a penny, in for a pound.
I will say Thurston Howell doesn't go to the back door anywhere. I'll meet you inside.
Right.
No, you can't go, Thurston. I mean, well, wait a minute. If they find out...
I have an audience with whoever I want, and certainly the Atworths will welcome me right in.
Yeah, I like this idea.
I'll be your man on the inside.
I like that idea. That's why I bring you along for all of my adventures. So with that, unless something happens, I'm going to take us to the... I'm going to keep calling them the at-birth. The at-birth restaurants.
Yeah, they'll like that. Do it to their face.
Yeah, they'll love that.
Mr. At-birth.
Okay, Thurston, so you're greeted at the front door with all the courtesy of your station, and then the other people go around to the back.
It's the riffraff.
Yeah, riffraff. Go around to the servants' entrance, and a maid says, they've been waiting for you, Harry. Is it?
I'm Harry. This is my assistant, Melvin. Melvin goes with me everywhere.
Interesting. Are you a performer?
What do you mean a performer? What are you talking about? I'm a
what's the
gumshoe.
puppet?
You wanted a flatfoot, a detective.
Oh, I just work here.
Oh, so do I actually, but not here.
I don't know
But
what
I
they
do it.
want.
I've been hired.
I'm just showing you
I'm
the
confused.
way.
I'm just a little jumpy. I was in WW2. I'm still a little jumpy about it.
Well, this way. Yeah. And thank you for your service. This way. Come on, this way.
All right.
So she takes you through some corridors, and like these corridors don't even go into the main halls of the house, right? They're all behind the respectable areas of the house, right? So you basically come out into the room through the servant entrance, right? The hallways and the workings in the back of the house should never meet. The two shall never meet. So the couple are sitting there on a love seat, and Thurston is across from them, and they're drinking tea. And David Atworth stands up and says, "Thank you for coming. Have a seat." And he offers you any of the numerous seats around the sitting room.
So I sit down on one, test it. Feel like it's a little too hard. Get up. Go test another one. I sink into.
I'm going to sit in the wing back chair that's still in on the conversation, but closer to the fireplace with some books that are on the table. I'm going to casually look at the books.
Nice. So David stands up and he says, "Well, I've called you all to here today because I don't agree with the police on what's been happening, what happened with my son's incident." And at that point, the mother, Eva, just bursts into tears. She's like, "My son, please, you got to help us." It's like, "Dear, calm down. It's all right. It's all right. I'll fill them in." So our son, James, went to the Marnoth school, and I saw you saw it in the papers, but last month he had an accident. It wasn't clear. It didn't get out what the accident was, but we didn't need that kind of publicity. So unfortunately, he fell out of a window, and his neck was twisted backwards. Which
Not
the police are saying that could happen, but from what I've talked to with forensic experts, that's very rare that could happen.
His neck was twisted backwards, you say?
Yes. And so I don't accept it. I don't accept it. I think there is foul play. I think something happened at the school, and the police have closed the case. They said it's an open and shut case. It was an accident. He fell out the window, and that's it. But I don't trust that.
Well,
and that's why I've called you unsavory people here today.
No.
Because the people who I should trust, I don't trust.
Mr. Atbirth, let's get one thing straight. We may be unsavory. And then I trail off and say nothing. This doesn't... Now let's get down to business.
He's already embarrassed.
I can assure you, David. I've worked with this man, Diamond, before, and I think
sharp
you've
as a
picked
diamond,
the right,
they say.
You've picked the right dick for the job.
That's right. I'm the best dick in town.
I must say, in person, I'm not impressed. But
none of us are, sir. None of us.
But I have heard he.
But
gets
we're
things
good at
done.
this.
I have heard
He's an ace. He's an ace detective. That's for sure.
a lot of you ragamuffins get things done.
Well, so long
And
as
with
we
one
get
as
that paycheck,
dependable as
sir.
you person aiding this endeavor, I think we will be successful. They have you to look to.
Well then, let's get down to business. Mr. Atbirth, can we take a look at the window your son fell out?
Well, we'd have to go to the school for
Marnov.
that.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
He was like,
You see, that's why I bring these folks along. You see that? We're a crack team. We know
You
exactly
gotta
what we're
keep
doing.
him on track.
It is.
Someone's got to take
So
notes.
you say he didn't
Like
fall out of a
someone-
window in this house.
Sudler's an ice pick, I see.
No.
Make a note of that. Melvin,
Top man here.
top men.
Top gun, top man. Okay. So, yeah. So, I've already cleared it with the headmaster of the school,
Sounds good.
Headmaster Hagerson, that you'll be visiting the school, and you are to have unlimited access to any records or any areas of the school that are on the grounds.
How about the cafeteria? I have a sneaking suspicion about this.
Sure.
Excellent.
But there is someone you may want to look into. There's someone there I don't trust. Most of the teachers are very good with the children. But there is a old groundskeeper there named Gideon Farkas.
Got it.
And he has, kind of like you all, an unsavory air about him. No offense. I mean, no offense at this. I know of your skills. So I hope I'm not offending you with my...
Just, sir, tell us about Mr. Barkus, if you don't mind.
Yeah, he's been there forever, since the place opened. Is the old groundskeeper. I don't like the way he looks. He just has this air of creepiness about him.
Did he have any arguments with your son?
My son said that no. In fact, the opposite. My son said that he liked old Farkas, and that old Farkas showed him a few tricks. I don't know what those tricks were.
Okay.
I'm thinking maybe magic tricks. because our son was enthralled with this new wondrous magic that we all have access to now.
Oh, yeah, kids today.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I think we'll have to talk to Hagerson, see a little bit more on the grounds. Any other information that we might need to know?
Mr.
heading
Atworth,
out.
do we perhaps have access to the medical records or details from the inquest?
Oh, yes, I have those here. And he
Oh.
passes them off to you.
I'd like to. I'll leaf through them quickly.
Okay. Yeah, it's consider it suicide. The head turned all the way around backwards. Unusual, but they said it could happen. And
Sorry for
yeah, the window was open. It wasn't forced. It looks like he just leaned out too far and fell several stories.
Sorry for bringing up difficult memories, sir, but did they say how high the window was from the ground?
I'd say it's about 25 feet.
Okay.
I want to pull David aside from, just kind of pull him aside and say, David, this wouldn't be related to anything you've done. Maybe did you cheese off some union guys or something? Could this be blackmail, you think?
That is a great question. I don't think so. The school grounds, they have guards there. So no one's allowed in, without credentials. So it is possible, but I doubt it. The school is locked at night. So
and no one's reached out to try to shake you down or anything.
No, not at all. No. Not at all.
Okay.
So I think that's a dead end.
Scotty, while my comrades here are questioning Mr. Atworth, Melvin and I have a little system here that we've worked out over the years. While I pretend to be a dim-witted gumshoe, distracting and bumbling my way through every scene, he's searching the premises using and if this is okay, I'm going to use my one more thing inclination, and he's like my one more thing. He detects, if possible, any clues. Can I use him as my one more thing and have him find or search for any particular clues that may be in this room, or perhaps the tunnels, the underground tunnels that I came through?
Right. You do notice that there are some magical tomes in the shelf of books. And when you kind of pull the book, kind of pull it towards you off the shelf, there's a bookmark in it, and it has James's name on it. Like his little family crest and James on it.
The book, though, doesn't. It's the bookmark that appears to be his, not the whole book.
Yeah. And the book is in a particular, the section of the book. It's kind of, you're not, you don't have the inclination of the occult, do you? Okay.
No.
Okay.
Oh, yes, I am. Yes, I'm an occultist. I'm so sorry, Scotty.
Okay, cool. Okay.
I've got.
So.
Yep.
So the section that he was marked out was like, kind of how to resist mind control or demonic entities.
While I watch
like how to shield yourself. While
I dim-wittedly, well, wait. saying this wrong. While I watch my dim-witted, silly friends bumble their way through the scene,
Hey, now.
I pocket.
You brought us here, man.
There's the
For
guy
your-
with the puppet.
I know, right.
Right.
I look
Distractions
over
while
at
I'm
Melvin,
around.
and Melvin just. I look over at Melvin, and Melvin just nods and winks like he knows. I slip, if this is okay, or if I have to roll for it, I don't know. I slip the bookmark with James's name on it into my
That's fine.
pocket
Mhm.
and make note of the fact that it seems that James was researching how to resist mind control, knowing I have solved the entire case.
Right.
And our stream is going to
exactly.
end in 5 minutes.
Right. That's right. You're going to solve the case.
Harry's
in
so
literally
smart.
5 minutes.
Harry Diamond, sharp as a diamond, folks. Harry
Right.
Diamond and Melvin the
Cut you.
dummy.
Cut you. His intellect will cut you.
Yes.
His brilliant intellect.
Eh.
All right. So, any other questions?
No questions, but I just want to try a little something here. I want to see if I can steal one of the spoons that Atworth has been using for his tea. And the idea is I want to get it for Prince if I could. And I do have the sticky fingers inclination.
Okay. I'm not going to have you roll. There's enough distraction in the scene that you can go ahead and take it.
All right.
Your friends are distracting enough.
My bumbling friends.
So I'll just slide it over to Harry and say, dust this for Prince, and then we can check it against what we find in the hotel, in
I pick it up,
the boys' room.
clearly pressing my own prints onto it. No, I'm just not that bumbling. I
Harry,
sort of
it's amazing you're still alive.
use the that's right, and then I trip and pull the curtain down and fall through the window myself with my head turning backward.
Backwards.
Yeah, so I slip it off the table right into my pocket. Actually, into Melvin's pocket, maybe. Or Melvin pockets it.
Yep.
It's amazing that Melvin's pants have pockets, but women's don't.
Designers...
Stuff the clues.
Yeah.
His little vest. And
He's got the pocket watch and just got change pocket, back pockets, front pockets, and meanwhile you have nothing.
Right. You got pockets full of pockets. All right, cool. So do you guys want to check out this school?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
If,
should head to Marnoff.
if
Yeah.
everybody is ready, I'll have my little driver Melvin take us there.
Okay, cool.
So we head back out.
Which when you guys see Melvin take the seat, right? It's not really Melvin, it's Harry sitting down at the driver's seat, and then Melvin sitting on his lap.
There might be a moment where I'm actually in the passenger seat, and we're all waiting, and there's no one. Melvin's
We're just
behind
sitting
it,
in the parking lot.
and right, just sitting there until finally I look around, like I'm trying to fool almost even myself, and I scoot over and maybe start all right, that's it, Melvin, you got it, and I'm
Your foot over on the gas.
yeah.
Okay, so it's a pretty pleasant drive. It's nice country. It's a couple hours out there. It's crisp fall weather, and leaves are falling, and you see the mammoth school on the hill, surrounded by a fence, an iron wrought fence, and the guard has already been instructed to let you through, so he let you through, and you're able to drive up to the front of the school. And the kids are all curious, like, who's this? What's happening? You know, as kids will be when something new out of the routine happens, right?
So I step out of the car as knowing how impressed all the children are by my gumshoe outfit and my
And
assistant.
before you do step out of the car,
Oh, okay.
I'm like, wait.
Wait, it's almost like this
There's
character is based on me in real life.
there's a kind of a slap on the car, and you look out the window, and to the left in the driver's window, there's this crazy old man looking in the car.
Cheapers.
And he has like these bug eyes, and like his hair is all stringy, and his clothes are all dirty, and he's like, "Hey, who said you could park here?"
I look over at the dummy. Melvin.
Don't look at me. You got to deal with this stuff.
This might be Gideon.
I think we found our
Mr.
Farkas.
I presume.
And his eyes seem to like look in different directions.
Oh.
And none of them are
You
us.
can't look him in the eyes because the eyes go like this.
None of them are looking at me.
It's kind of maddening. He said you can park here. Move
Melvin,
this thing.
Melvin, find us another spot.
See that garage over there? Go park over there. In the garage. We can't have people seeing this jalopy. This is a respectable school.
Hey now, sir, we have on good authority. We have full access to this here school, so we can park wherever we like.
Oh, you're those people.
We're those people, yes.
You're not going to find out anything.
Okay. Have a good day.
Or his eyes on stalks, too.
I'm not
Stalks.
engaging. I'm not
Like a
engaging.
lobster.
Is right out of Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
Yeah, just pull his mask off. He's probably Old Man Carruthers. And he lives in a lighthouse. So Melvin takes us around, I would assume, to the garage. Does a perfect parking job because he's very good at parking. And then
So he can just
one more
barely
time,
see him.
I
Can't see the mirrors.
he's on telephone books. He doesn't.
Oh, he's on a telephone
He's on a
book.
telephone book. You know, in the old days, it's a Bell
Yeah, the old really.
Oh,
Bell Atlantic.
Yeah, Bell Atlantic, right.
my face hurts.
And then I pause for a moment, waiting for any rabble rouser interventions. When it's
Okay.
safe, I step out of the vehicle, put my hands on my hips, and pose gallant as
In the garage?
heroically, yeah, as I can.
Against the wall.
Look around. Against the wall. The door is chipped because it's so narrow, and Thurston maybe does a bit of a double take. I don't know.
So
Thurston kind of taps on your shoulder and says, "You got a little bit of dog poo on your shoe."
I sort of thank him. I nod and just rub it off. Do a little heel crush there, and thanks, Thurston.
So you're kind of startled by a child when you guys get out of the car. He says, "Hi,
Oh, okay.
I'm here to show you to the headmaster's office.
What's your
Well,
name, little
hello
one?
there.
My name's Tad. Tad Wadsworth.
Hiya, Tad.
Hi. You're pretty.
Oh, well, that's awfully nice of you. Thank you, Tad. Hey, Tad, I have a
Yeah?
question.
Yeah.
Are you friends with James?
Yeah, I was.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Did James mention he was having any problems or if he was sad?
He was upset about something.
Uh-huh.
I thought it might have been at home, but He hadn't been home in a while, so I don't know. I mean, we get letters from our parents every now and then,
Hmm.
but he hadn't
Did
been
he
home,
say?
so I don't know what the problem would be. It had been like 6 months since he'd been
Oh.
home.
Information.
that's a
How
long
old was James?
time.
Do we know?
He was like 12.
Okay.
That's a long time.
Yeah. Our parents kind of leave us here.
Well, I'm sure they want the best for you. It's a very good school,
I guess.
and you get to go home in the summers.
Yeah.
Was James making plans for the summer?
He said he was afraid he wouldn't even make it to the summer.
Oh, why did he say that?
I don't know. I thought he meant the school. Like his parents were going to take him out of school.
Was he having problems at school?
No, he was an A+ student. Very smart.
Was he having problems with the teachers or anyone
No.
else here?
No?
What did people think of James? Can you tell me what you thought of him?
They thought he was a little strange, I guess. But I liked him.
When you say he
We
was a
were
little
friends.
strange, what would people say about him?
People would say that he I don't know, that he just was kind of weird. He liked to study some of that magic stuff.
Uh-huh. Was he practicing?
Yeah, he was. I would hear him practicing some kind of spells.
James. Wait a minute. Your name ain't James.
I'm Tad.
Tad.
This is Tad.
Tad
I'm gonna
Wadsworth.
Kneel down by Tad. Pull a pack of cigarettes out of my pocket.
You
Don't
smell
scare
smoky.
Tad now.
Light it. Offer one to Tad. Have a cigarette, kid. You'll feel better.
Your breath has a funny smell.
It does, doesn't it? Anyway. That's why I smoke these cigarettes. Kid, let me teach you
Yeah.
something about life.
Yeah, what?
When life gives you lemons,
Uh-huh.
you smoke a cigarette. Have one on me.
Brought to you by the tobacco industry.
That's right, by the Pall Mall Company.
Smoke 10 a day for health.
That's right. My doctor always
10 out of
tells
10
me.
doctors recommend.
Yeah, an apple and a
For
cigarette.
him and bigger, smoke 10 cigarettes a day.
So, obviously, this kid's not going to take my cigarette. He's declined my offer. Put it away.
Good job, Tad.
Pull out the bookmark. You ever seen this before, Tad? Do you know anything about this?
Mm-mm. Says James on it.
Yeah, does that look like your friend's handwriting?
Yeah.
You ever seen him? Well, I guess you haven't seen this bookmark, but you ever carry a book around about yay big, whatever the size of the book was, and then I give him the title or whatever and describe it to him?
Yeah. He always had books. I never paid much
What kind of
attention.
books did he read? I'm a librarian, so I really like books.
Oh, right.
What kind of-
Yeah. We have a big library.
What kind? Oh, yeah? What
Yeah.
kind of books did he like to read?
He read all kinds of stuff.
Anything he was looking at in the last couple of weeks?
Not that I remember.
Okay.
I didn't really pay attention.
You mentioned he was practicing spells in his room. Do
Yeah.
you know, did he tell you what he was trying to do?
He said it was for protection.
For
Which
protection?
I guess it didn't work.
Oh. Did he say what he needed protection from?
No.
or why he thought he needed protection?
He just said them. Protection from them.
Hmm.
Do you ever practice magic with any of the other kids?
No, he was always secret about it. Kind of on his own about it. Did it by himself.
Hmm.
I'm kind of scared of that stuff because if you don't say it right, if you don't do it right, things can go bad. And
Yeah, it can be really bad.
it kind of scares me.
Hmm.
Are,
No,
He
you're right
wasn't
to be
afraid.
scared.
He wasn't afraid.
No.
Scotty, is this a boarding school?
Yes.
Yes.
I Neil.
He wasn't
Oh.
into reading those damn comic books, was he?
The funny books.
Thurston. Language.
Funny books, yeah. We would read funny books. We would sneak and read them and laugh.
You got a copy of Action
Uh-huh.
Comics #1? I'll give you a nickel for it. If you can get me 5 copies, I'll give you $1.
$1. Hmm.
Well, you've been really helpful, kid, and I'll pull out $1 from my cash roll,
I frown when
And
I
hand it
see
to
the
him.
$1 because that's one less
And,
dollar he's going to give me.
and I'll tell him, Tad, I'm making an investment in you.
Yeah.
You know anything? You come and find us and tell us.
Okay.
I'm-
Oh, there is one more thing.
Oh
We
yeah.
would go and talk to Gideon sometimes,
Mm.
which most kids we don't like to hang around him. He kind of smells funny,
Yeah, we met him. He's a bit
What-
put offish.
and his eyes
Yeah,
are kind of
that's-
weird.
That's an interesting point. What would they look like when they were talking? Did he look like he was enjoying his time with Gideon? Did he look nervous? Did he look relaxed?
I don't know. I never saw. They would go to his place.
To Gideon's place?
Hmm.
How long would they go for?
Maybe like an hour at a time between
Okay.
classes or after lunch.
Okay. Was that a normal thing that students would do? Go to Gideon's place or teachers' places on break?
Not very often, no.
Okay.
And like
Huh.
I never heard any noise or anything from the place. It was just all quiet, like they were
Okay.
studying or something.
Okay.
I kneel back
Tad,
down.
you're
Oh,
sup- I was gonna say, you're supposed to bring us to Headmaster Hagerson, aren't you?
Oh, right. Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
Wait.
we're taking up so much of your time. I'm sorry, Tad.
Would you do us a favor
Okay.
and take us by where they found James on the way
Oh,
to?
yeah.
We'd like
Mhm.
to just take a quick look at it.
He wipes a tear away. It's like, it makes me sad to think about it.
Yeah.
I offer
Sorry.
him a
Who's your
flask.
friend?
Drink
Oh,
up,
that's what
kid.
that's-
Doesn't get any
that's the
better.
smell.
Dulls the
That's the
pain,
smell.
though.
Brought to you by the alcohol industry.
Does he take it?
He does take a little chug of it.
Puts hair on your chest, and I
doesn't taste
smack
very
him on the
good.
back.
No one drinks it for the taste, Tad.
Now my voice is all. That's funny.
Drink it for its medicinal properties.
That's why your daddy needs his medicine.
Hey, Tad, one thing
Daddy
before you
needs
take us to see Mr. Hagerson. How about this? What do we all feel here about stopping in James's dorm room? Just taking a quick look
Oh.
around before anybody can kind of get there, you know what I mean?
Would that maybe be a better question for Mr. Hagerson? Because he might have keys to that.
Oh, don't you worry.
Do
I got my own set of
Um,
keys.
Oh,
And I look
meditative.
over at Melvin. And I like elbow Melvin. And Melvin does this. And then I do the worst ventriloquist thing in the world. And his hands, his mouth's just going like this. Good one, Harry. And you see the first chink in the armor of my reality.
I just shake my head. I'm like, why do I bother? Why do I go with these trips with him?
Do we know if it was his window that he fell out of from the reports?
Oh, that's a good question. You don't.
So
That's also a good question.
Tad?
Yes.
So Tad tells you that it was his own window.
Okay.
let's go check that out real quick on the way.
Okay, he shows you the paved area where he fell. So it would have been, it's pretty high, and he's a kid, and it would have been, he hit hard stone paver. So yeah, it would have been pretty bad.
So,
but you don't see anything that's like hanging off the house or the manor that would like twist his neck, right?
and
Like he would get caught on, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing like anything that he would get caught on.
that's the window right up there, right?
And that's his room, right, Tad?
Uh-huh. It was, yeah.
All right. I'm going to try something, and Tad, don't try this yourself, and don't do this at home either. I am going to use my my hover edge, but I'm going to use it when it looks like I'm sort of climbing the wall easily. I don't want to just float up and draw a whole lot of attention. I just wanted to make it look like I'm climbing up to that window to take a look at it from the outside.
It is a crisp fall day in the sun.
Oh,
What do you wear? What do you wear to deal with that?
well, it's obviously a cloak, constantly a cloak. I'm always cold. I just can't get warm.
Uh-huh.
So, and dark, always dark colors. They just really work well with my complexion.
A condition from WW2, right?
It's not really ideal for climbing, I know, but I'm masterful at it. Even if you said sun, that's unfortunate. We're gonna have to. It's gonna be a little bit tougher, but I still want to get up there and just take a look on the outside of that window.
Yeah, you can do it like the sun goes behind clouds and the manor covers it. So you've got enough shade that you're.
I feign grasping the sides of the wall and the bricks, and I managed to get up to the window and just take a look at it, see if there's any signs of damage, a struggle, anything like that.
There isn't, but there is something you notice as you're kind of climbing up, inspecting the wall, right? There are marks in the wall, like somebody climbed it.
Like really climbed it, didn't just fake climb it like I'm doing.
This is like stone. This is like, you know what I'm saying? So like something, they're very faint marks, but they're like claw marks or something that something climbed up.
And do they end? Do they go to the window?
They do, yeah.
Ooh.
I have a boon for following magical tracks.
Oh,
Can I follow them?
Yeah. So you're kind of sniffing, and I imagine your eyes kind of turned lupine, right?
Yes. Because I kind of buried the lead when I introduced myself. I'm a lichen, so I can control my. I can control my werewolf side.
So you can see the magical aura, and as he is climbing, as Stan is climbing and kind of noticing in this, you do see the trail of something scurried up the wall. And it's weird. It seems like it's like a child size scurried up the wall, not an adult. For both of you, like as you observe this, right? The claws are too close together for an adult. And the trail, Imogene, is too close together.
Is the window locked? Can I open it?
It is open.
Ooh.
Scotty, and I'll consult with my fellow players here. So I have an occultist boon, and it says I can know something useful once per, I think, session.
Oh, yeah.
If Imogen just either described for me or showed me the tracks, do we think it would be a good idea to sort of, could I know what it was that made them? Like what sort of creature, whether it be human or otherwise, like supernatural? Like, do we think this is a good idea, or should I like save this for some other point?
Right.
Like, is it going to be obvious? Do we all sort of feel like, oh, well, it's a monster, so we just have to find a monster? Or
Not many children can claw their way up the side of a building.
Well, and Imogene's power, I'm guessing that's nose for the supernatural, right? So if it were a mundane person climbing, she wouldn't sense it.
Or would Imogene know?
So there's supernatural traces.
Yeah, so maybe save that power for the next one.
Right. Yeah, good call. I disappeared.
I know. I was like freaked for a second. I was, oh my God.
Like, no, come back.
That's the game. Well, everyone, time for a bathroom break. I'll see you all in 10 minutes after I've scrambled to identify where Scotty went. Or actually, maybe all of this was hallucinated. Scotty was never here.
Oh, no.
We were flattering ourselves, thinking that maybe he chose to come on the channel.
So are you saying he's the Melvin?
Maybe. He is Melvin, actually. He's been Melvin in
Call
the game.
M. Night Shyamalan. We got a new hot
Oh, my
film.
gosh.
So Tad tells you that that's the room he stays in.
Oh.
Were
you
you
currently
roommates?
stay there?
Or...
Yeah, there's no other roommate yet.
Oh.
We were roommates, yeah.
Can we take a look at your room, Tad?
Sure.
I want to make sure you're safe and just to check things out.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't want me to take you to the headmaster?
How about we what do you think, gang? Should we go to Tad's
Tad,
room first, or
is it okay if I check it out right now?
Sure.
And I'm just
You're a
gonna.
good climber.
Yes, I am. I'm just gonna float into the room. I should have asked if it's lit or dark, but I'm going in.
It's
and
dark,
he invited you in, so you're able to.
There you go.
There's light coming in
Yes.
from the window. So.
you also have a warrant, so you're still invited
Right.
legally.
So there's what you assume is James's bed. It's all made up, and then Tad's bed next to it, which is made, but like a boy Hurley made
Typical boy fashion.
Yeah, typical boy, good job.
Yeah,
Right,
it's done.
Yep. The cover's on it. It's good. But the other one's all nice and made and crisp and like it's waiting for a new.
Everything's been
victim,
cleared
like a
out.
Child. Yeah. Like all his belongings are gone.
Looks good from up here, Tad. Nice job with the bed. Imogene, there doesn't look to be anything out of place up here.
Check to see if there's a heart in the floorboard.
And if it's beating. That's really the key.
Stop the beating.
Nice little snack there for you.
Assuming nothing looks out of place, Scotty, everything just kind of as is.
Yep.
All
Seems
right.
like a normal boy's room, nothing out of the ordinary.
I'm going to step out and I will hover down, but face first down the ground just to show off just how good I am at climbing.
Are we all gonna go up to the room at some point, or can I just quickly sneak in and see if I can find anything?
I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like
Yeah, you could
up to
split
you
up.
guys. Like, we can totally. Yeah, I mean, I have.
Imogen, why don't you go up there and then we'll go to the headmaster maybe
Yeah.
and meet
Okay,
you back.
I just want to take a little look around, see if I find anything extra.
She'd be the one to see it. I don't see that kind of stuff.
That's okay. That's why we're a team.
Okay, Imogen. With your lupine senses, you detect a trail leading from the window to the bed, to James's bed.
To the bed?
Yeah. And
Bingo.
there are something has been wiped up on the floor, and there are like puddles, almost like puddle stains that you can't see them with the naked eye, but your occult sight sees them.
Okay.
Like something was dripping on the floor.
Can I tell what it was?
There might be a slight trace. Do you want to lick it?
Gross, but yes. I have also.
You're a
Mad
lichen.
skills, Imogene.
That works.
That-
You chose
That
that.
sounds like a
path.
trap to me.
Yeah.
Hey, a trap.
Oh no. I
The
have
GM
piercing
just
senses.
asked.
It's like when
Would
they
you like
taste
to
the
lick it?
cocaine in movies. It's like, yeah, that's real cocaine.
I have piercing senses. Is there a way I can detect what this is without directly licking it?
Oh,
It
no,
also sounds unsanitary since it's a boy's room.
it does. It does. But this is a supernatural effluent, not
This is
Not better.
a natural.
this is also the 40s, and hygiene was
Not
not quite
better.
what it is now. So
Good point. Good point.
What do you think?
lick it.
Do it. Do it.
Uh,
Do it.
okay, my question still stands. Do my piercing senses detect what this is first before I lick this dubious substance on the floor?
Maybe we should send Harry up to lick it.
How did I
I've
word
licked
piercing
worse.
senses? How did I word piercing senses?
Notice anything odd near you, including illusions, form-shifted beings, doppelgangers.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I'm not sure if that exactly counts.
Yeah, that wouldn't
but
really
just in
apply. That wouldn't
case-
really apply. yeah.
Okay.
That's-
I'm going to very cautiously sniff it, and then kind of like look just a little bit.
Okay, there is a slight strange smell.
What
Very,
kind of
very
strange?
Like extra worldly,
Okay.
supernatural.
What does that smell like? Lemon?
What you tell us?
Hmm.
I don't know. Smells like space garbage.
There you go.
Oh, now I know perfectly what you're talking about.
Yes,
Thanks.
So you slightly touch your tongue to it.
just a little bit.
Okay.
Because, dogs gotta lick things.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Your mind's eye explodes.
What does that mean? I need to know what that means.
You are flinging through the cosmos,
Ooh.
and heading to a desolate red planet,
Oh.
totally nude, flinging through the cosmos toward this ochre red planet. And I want you to do a miraculous save.
Hmm.
Kids,
Oh.
don't do drugs.
You have the
No, I want some now.
you have the mental fortitude inclination or mental.
No.
Okay.
Don't
okay.
believe I do.
Okay. Roll a d6.
Okay.
Our first roll of the game.
Very fun. Oh wait, I gotta clear some of
Roll a
this.
d6.
'Cause I was
roll a
practicing with it
D6.
earlier.
Na, na, na,
All
na,
right. Rolled.
na. Okay. You didn't make it. You need a 6.
Can I use a karma point?
Now you have 3 karma unless you've taken the thing that gives you more karma.
I always take the lucky one because I always roll terribly.
Okay, there you go. Okay. Yes, you can use 3 karma and buy that, or you could take a karma.
Okay. How
See
bad
what-
is it though?
You're
It
gonna
sounds
find-
like it's bad based on your grin there.
What little old me?
I'm gonna like try to bump up my stats a little bit.
Okay. So you're gonna spend that 3 karma?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you suddenly come back to reality, and it was almost like you were literally falling, like you slam into the floor. You're not hurt, but it felt like you were falling, and then when you came out of it, you like hit the floor.
Okay. Well, that was very odd. Okay. I'm gonna scrape some of these, like scrape it off to try to see if I can test this somehow. I'm gonna put this in a little vial I always carry for reasons I don't completely understand. Put it in there and put it
So
in
do you,
my
so
book
do you
bag.
like hold a finger up, and then like you grow a nail, like a long nail, like
Yeah.
a claw,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then scrape it, and scrape it off the floor.
Actually,
Yeah,
it's-
kind of like sniff it again.
It should be your pinky
'Cause
finger.
I'm like, oh, that was really
Oh, yeah,
fun.
It
your
needs to
pinky
be your
finger, like,
pinky
scrape it off.
finger. It needs to be the
All right,
long
fine, my little
pinky
pinky
finger.
finger. Like, oh, I gotta figure out what this stuff is so I can do it again in a safe setting.
This is great, man. Whoa.
Whoa.
All right, so the rest of you went to the headmaster's office, right?
Yep.
All right. So Headmaster Hagerson is a raven-haired, older gentleman, very prim and proper. Has an immaculately sorted desk. Well, I've been waiting for you.
Mr.
What kind of? Yes.
Mr.
What kind of? What kind of disruption can I expect with you?
I look over at Melvin, and Melvin just does one of these. Headmaster Hagerson, you may have been contacted by our sponsor, Mr. Adsworth, at mirth. Anyway, you may have heard we were coming.
Yes, I did.
We're here to investigate the unfortunate death of a young.
There's nothing to investigate. It was already cleared by the police.
Well, hold on there, sir. Before you decide all of this is solved and done, we're really the experts here, my assistants and I. We feel that someone may have been in cahoots with, well, I don't want to say too much. But if you could just cooperate, we'll be on our way.
I'll cooperate. I don't like it, but I'm going to cooperate.
So, first question.
Because the Atworks are big donors to this school.
First question. I look at Thurston or Stanley because I'm full of crap and I have no questions for him. Then I feel uncomfortable because no one's saying anything.
Just letting you crash and burn.
And then Melvin speaks up.
Here, lick this.
Got anything I can lick, boss?
Who found the boy?
Yeah. Who found the boy? It was Gideon, old Gideon. He found the boy.
What can you tell us about Gideon? He seems to have been around here a long time. But is he a practitioner of the dark arts?
I wouldn't say dark, but I know he does a little bit of charm and hocus like everybody else.
And what kind of charm and hocus would you say this Gideon does?
Oh, probably little things to help him clean up around the school. I don't really pay attention as long as everything's cleaned.
How about you, Headmaster Hagerson? What sort of hocus pocus are you into?
Oh, I must say I do enjoy magic, yes.
And I just stare and wait.
Totally licensed and totally licensed. He points to a piece of paper on the wall.
You
All
encourage your
above board?
students to practice magic?
I don't, but I don't discourage them either.
You don't happen to
What
have
of
any...
James?
Oh,
As long as it's not dangerous magic.
What did you know about the magic that James was interested in?
Just like every young adolescent, curious. And he seemed to have more curiosity than most. Into the deeper aspects of magic.
Headmaster, can you explain the time he spent with Gideon?
Yes, Gideon would tutor him in some magical tutelage. It was all sanctioned by the school and the parents.
So I also have nose for the supernatural. I want to just do a scan of the office here and see if he's telling the truth or if he's got a little bit more to hide about his magic.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there is, there are a lot of like trinkets around, like kind of magical trinkets in his office. And you can see the auras on them. And a strange thing that you notice with him is you can't really see his aura. Like you can see the auras of people, but you can't see his. There are spells that can block that.
having the occultist inclination, am I kind of aware of that at all? Or is that just more knowledge? It's not like...
That's more knowledge
It's not
about
sensitivity or...
Right,
Okay.
no. Yeah.
How about my danger sense?
Oh, yeah. Danger sense is when something is about to surprise you.
So not...
You have it. Yeah.
Okay.
You have a good chance to not be surprised.
Melvin's strolling around the room looking for a copy of the book that James had.
Oh, okay. You don't see it.
Sorry, Thurston, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to use one of my other inclinations, which is leverage. And I'm going to make the guy be my leveraged NPC for the adventure.
Okay, cool.
And I'm going to say, I'm going to level with you, Hagerson.
You want the others in the room with you, or do you want to do this separately?
Yeah, no, they can be in here.
Okay.
Is it Hagerson?
Mm-hmm.
Hagerson, you probably are aware. You know who I am.
Oh, of course.
I'm one of the
yes.
benefactors of this school.
And it's much appreciated. Yes.
Yeah, and I'm also very, shall we say, I'm very plugged in to the donations that I give, and it's come to my attention that you've been, how shall I say this without offending you, embezzling some funds. And I know about it, but I'm willing to overlook it. If you'll give us the information we need about this boy, you know full well, that the police made up that story. This boy was not This boy did not fall out of a window on his own,
Yes,
twist his neck.
that's true.
So, unless we want an investigation in all the papers, maybe you should start talking a little bit more candidly.
Well, I do know that it wasn't an accident. There is, we don't like to talk about this, but there is a ghost.
Go on.
And I think the ghost may have had something to do with it. I think the poor boy, James, was delving in stuff. His curiosity got him into stuff he shouldn't have been into. And he somehow angered the ghost, which seems to haunt the woods off to the west of the school. Supposedly this young woman was murdered there. But the ghost has been seen at school before. And I think he accidentally did something with a spell and drew the ghost to him, and it killed him. That's my theory.
And how do we find out the history of this girl, and why would she be haunting this place? Was there some unfulfilled idea in her? Or?
I think perhaps one of the school instructors killed her.
So she was a student.
No, she wasn't a student.
Oh.
She was she lived at a farm down the road from this place, and she was out in the woods. I think gathering sticks or for firewood or something. And if I recall the legend, and then it's supposed that one of the instructors, that's the legend, that he killed her for whatever reason. I don't know if anybody's sure. So maybe this poor boy just angered the ghost somehow and it killed him.
And when would she have died? Is this centuries ago, or?
This was like almost 100 years ago.
Yeah.
I believe. From the book Benning's Ghosts and Goblins of the whatever area this is.
Providence.
Providence area.
Oh, it's a city.
The vicinity.
Hagerson, this may not be anything, but do the Atworths have a long history with this school?
They do, yes. Many of their family have come here.
That's interesting.
But we're building the leaders of tomorrow, and that's going to continue to be our goal. And I don't want this whole incident to scare other children away. You see how this could sour our stellar reputation up to this point.
Did this faculty member live on the campus?
Yeah, from what I understand of the history.
Would you be so kind as to tell me which residence they were staying at?
Sure.
I'd like to take a look.
Yeah, he shows you a map, and it has the teacher's wing, the instructor's wing. It's in an instructor Bill Benning's room was where they stayed.
And the place where the unfortunate woman's body was found.
Yes, the woods.
The woods? You said to the west?
Yes.
Yes, I think it would be useful.
We simply call it Westwood.
The Westwoods.
Mhm. But be careful. There are a lot of sinkholes over there.
That
You could easily fall in and never be seen again.
that doesn't sound. Of course.
There was a lot of quicksand in
Of
the
course.
1940s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Providence
Watch
area.
out for the lightning
As long
sand
as
and
there are
the
violent
ROUSs.
vines around, we're fine.
Or the lightning sand. Right? Yeah, there are a lot of sinkholes over there, so the kids are not allowed to go into the woods. The young children are not allowed to go into the woods. It's very dangerous. So if you do go over there, be very careful. I'd hate for you not to come back.
Melvin and I exchange a glance. We know what we're doing.
Mhm.
Do we feel we have enough information?
Can I come in before we all decide to go somewhere else? I
Of course,
Just
yeah,
kind of-
you can do that. Mhm.
introduce myself. Apologies for not being sooner. So since I have, piercing senses again, noticed anything odd near you, including illusions, form-shifted beings, doppelgangers? Do I sense anything off about the room or the principal at all?
Yeah, with the combination of your sight and your senses, there is he's sitting in a strange confluence of artifacts that are strategically placed around the room. So they intersect him, like his seat. And you can see the mystic energy bouncing between these objects and where he's sitting. But you can't see his aura. And you can't, which is unusual. But nothing else seems strange about him, besides you can't see his aura. And his cane that he has is magical. It has a weird monster head on it. Misshapen head.
What kind of monster?
Looks like maybe a ghoul or something. Like a
That's
ball.
really weird for a principal to carry. Just saying. It's really creepy.
Weird, yeah. It's like worn silver, and it's like has like a front sloping forehead, bald head, kind of slightly pointed ears, shifty eyes, and a like enlarged jaw with like that would hold the teeth, the sharp teeth.
Okay. Do I notice like what kind of shape the little intersection is giving off?
It's a pentagram.
I had a suspicion it might be.
It's a pentagram.
Interesting.
So it could be like a protection spell, right?
Uh-huh.
Like he's in the center of a protection spell.
Right.
Mhm.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah. Or it could be malign.
Mm.
You're not sure which.
Right. I think I might want to keep that to myself for the moment.
Right.
Just looking
Could
at
be
his little
feeding him
cane, it
energy, or it
looks-
could just be protection.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna take note of that and keep it to myself for the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Headmaster, where would we find Gideon this time of day?
Oh, this time of day, he should be cleaning up in the cafeteria.
I had wanted to check out the cafeteria.
I'm getting hungry too.
Oh, you probably are. We'll have adult food for you down in the cafeteria, which our food
Oh,
is very
thank
good.
you.
Our food is very good.
Oh, excellent. I just really care about food, so tend to be a little picky about that.
He says, "Yeah, I bet. A few of you seem like you might be picky in your choice of meals, but I think we can accommodate you."
Thank you for being so thoughtful.
Sure.
If we're leaving this scene, can I use my one more thing edge? Just to sort of.
Sure.
So I'd just like to look around for anything that may seem out of the ordinary, or that might, indicate that maybe there's a little more to this, or he may know a little bit more than he's saying.
Right. His let's see. You notice that the cane that he has, he said that he said at some point in your conversation that he had an injury, and that's why he uses the cane. But you feel like he got up for a few moments and like went to the bookshelf or whatever, and he has a strange gait, and you feel like it's something beyond he was injured. You've seen a lot of injuries from the war, right? And you feel like he has a strange walk. Now, you didn't get to see him walk very much, but he has a strange walk, and you feel that it's more than just an injury. Like there's something else going on. Like maybe he has a birth defect.
Or chafing.
Or chafing, right? Always possible, yes.
His pants are too tight.
But it's the 40s.
That's true. They would have had those giant, blousey, like pleated pants, right? Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Very roomy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got like a smart pinstripe on.
Yeah, 2 or 3 people could have gotten into those pants. One in each leg.
Right. Yeah.
All right. Strange gait.
And most people might not even notice it, but you're because of the big pants and everything. But yeah, it's something you catch.
Does it remind? Like, can I take this a little further? Does it remind me of any sort of a creature or?
Oh, right.
Encounter perhaps I've had before. I don't mean to push things. I'm just asking.
Right. Well, often netherworld creatures have a weird walk because they're not human, right? Or a weird movement.
Got it.
They're not built the same way. Like some lurched forward, they have longer arms, or
okay,
and they move strangely. And it looks like he's done a very good job of trying to hide it, but your diamond sharp senses caught this.
I look over at Melvin, and Melvin does this. And then his head just turns on that perfect pivot.
And did it turn, or was it your hand up?
The world may never know. I certainly won't. Melvin, we got to go check out the kitchen.
And on that note, why don't we call our 10-minute break?
All right.
And
sounds good.
And hit it, and then we'll be back in 10.
Okay, sounds very good. You heard the boss, everybody. So we're going to be taking a 10-minute break. I'm going to play a countdown with some of our rip-roaring music composed by Eric J. Stone. So we'll be back in 10 minutes. I hope that you'll be here. Oh, and by the way, I've been sort of watching or listening to our audio tonight, and it's been crystal clear. We have had some problems in the past where some of the audio gets a little crackly. If it does, never fear. All of this is being recorded, and I'll upload a crystal clear version in probably in the next 24 or 48 hours. But let's cross our fingers, knock on wood, do all that good stuff, and we ought to be A-okay. So see you all in 10 minutes. Okay, everybody, we are back. Thank you very much for sticking with us. As I was saying before, every so often recently we've been getting some little audio problems here. But if we do, and I don't think we are because I was watching and listening earlier. If we do, we will be uploading a fresh, baked, hot, out of the oven video copy of this within 24 or 48 hours for your viewing and listening pleasure. But I think we're, knock on wood, A-okay. So, Scotty, you are in charge. What are we up to next?
So you guys went to the cafeteria, right?
Yes.
So is that okay?
So you see old Gideon clean it up, and he says, "There's some food prepared for you back there behind the counter."
Thank you, Gideon, Mr. Barkus, sir.
Sure.
That's much appreciated.
So he's a little friendlier now that I assume he's been informed by Headmaster Hagerson that we're coming, or is he kind of not warmed up, but he's not quite. All right.
And when you look at the food, there's a pretty normal meal for Thurston and Harry, but you assume one of them is for Stan, and it's a very bloody steak. Virtually
Looks just
raw.
right.
Sounds good.
And
That's how steak should be.
and for Imogen, it's an even more raw steak.
Yes. How did they know?
So that's the thing, though, right? Imogen and Stanley, you haven't told anyone, and no one knows, right?
I
Oh, they
haven't
know.
told anybody.
Right.
I mean, like,
Nobody's supposed
obviously
to know.
people.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't told anybody really in Providence. Like, I think maybe you know Harry, and maybe people in the group know.
I
like,
assume, but
But nobody here at the school should
well,
know.
No.
Right.
no one at
But
the
clearly
school
they do.
knows.
But clearly they do.
Somehow. Not that I mind right now.
I look
Yeah.
over at Melvin, and I just mumble, Melvin, keep your eyes peeled. Melvin's head just turns. He winks, mouth open. You got it, boss. And then it just like
And
rotates.
you're like 360.
Yeah.
You're suddenly startled by Gideon, who
Ah!
you thought
Jeepers.
was over there,
Jeepers, yeah.
and is somehow like inches from your back of your neck, right?
Ugh.
And he says, the Westwood. Your answer lies in the Westwood. And then he kind of turns around and he just starts mopping up again. And it was almost like a gravelly whisper. And the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. And it was so close and uncomfortable.
Clearly, he knows.
They want us to
Flight
go into those
interviews in
woods,
order.
and that makes
Okay,
me very uneasy.
That's two people that have suggested that. I'm not sure what to think.
So I assume that the cafeteria is connected to a kitchen.
Brilliant detective work.
Wow.
Ace detective work, Gumshoe.
Chef's kiss. Wow.
I ignore the laughter of my. I ignore the laughter of the primitive amateur detectives that I surround myself
Exactly.
with.
Exactly. The genius must work how the genius
Look at
works,
Melvin
right?
and shake my head. Melvin does the exact same thing. And then the two of us stroll back into the kitchen. Take a look around. I'm looking for the refrigerator.
You find it.
Now,
It's a big walk. It's a big walk-in.
are there any windows
You wanna
or any windows or like any cooks or attendants at work back here?
Not at the moment, no.
I let Marvin take point, just like we did back in WW2.
The old WW2, yeah.
And I head back into the refrigerator. Look for as much non-perishable food as I can find. And load
Okay.
up and stuff my pockets because I'm desperate for food.
Okay. There's a ton. There's a ton
I
of
just
food
start filling my pockets.
for hundreds of kids.
I get full, and Melvin comes over and he starts stuffing his pockets too. We just look at each other. Times are tough. Times are tough. And then once we've got enough food, and when I say enough food, I just mean as much food as we can stuff into our pockets. We stroll back out into the main dining area and just say nothing suspicious back there.
And Gideon has finished his work and has left.
Well, I think we're done here, folks. Shall we move on to the West Woods, which was always my intention?
I think we've already caught each other up on our findings and
Uh-huh.
things.
Well, yeah. Imogene's eyes are horribly dilated. Harry's lumpy all of a sudden.
Ooh.
There's all kinds of stuff
My
happening here.
pants are hanging. Things are sloshing, and
Lumpy Harry.
mac and cheese is
So,
spam.
what do you want to
Meatloaf.
what do you want to take into the woods with you? Anything in particular? I mean, we'll assume you have, like you have your gun, Harry, and probably handcuffs, and anything special, like a flashlight or something.
I have that knife with me that I got in WW2, and of course, Melvin's always at my side.
Right.
But that's all I need. That's it.
Yeah. Thurston, do you have a weapon?
I do. I have a sword cane and I have a revolver.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Not that
Imogene, you
I
have
need it
no
in
weapons.
particular, but a map of the area might not be a
Oh,
bad idea.
Mm-hmm. You can grab that, yeah. Like a topographical map.
There was a book that the principal mentioned, right? The Benning Ghosts and Goblins. And that the school instructor that killed this ghost was in Bill Benning's room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we want to take a look at there before we head out?
Actually, yeah. You know what?
Although I
Just
do
a
feel
thought.
like that story was a red herring to get us into the
Oh,
woods.
absolutely. But maybe we can
Yeah.
solve two mysteries at once,
Yeah, I mean it's worth checking out for sure.
just to see. And maybe if the instructor's there, we can kind of see if we get a sense of what the principal's like as an administrator. And
Well, the instructor.
see if he has
Oh.
if he's a principal from hell or something.
Oh,
Right.
Literally.
Literally or figuratively?
Yeah.
I'm taking notes.
Right.
Literally. Melvin,
Right.
take that down in your notebook. Melvin flips literally from hell. Stanley, does that
So you
seem
wanna-
okay?
I think we're good with that. Let's head by the room and then out to the Westwood.
So Bill Benning's place, huh? Old place.
So he's still in class. Do you want to go through the room while he's not there, or do you want to talk to him later?
I think we should.
We definitely want to go through his room when he's not there.
I mean, I want to
Yeah.
rifle through his stuff, and I say this unironically, just completely.
One of you have lock pick. One of you have lock picking, right?
Yeah, I have lock picking.
Okay. Roll a d6 and don't roll a 1.
Oh, you're gonna make it difficult.
Yeah, you all know what's coming, right?
Oh no.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things
Ladies
to
and
say.
gentlemen, this is our stream, so you know what I'm about to roll. 4.
Oh, there you go. You
Hey.
definitely unlock it. You had enough alcohol today that your nerves.
It steadies my hands, my
jangled
shaking
nerves.
hands.
Steady. So you definitely get in, and yeah, it looks like a bachelor pad. Tidy, fairly tidy.
Can I use one more thing?
Mm-hmm.
Make another roll, or?
What did you want to use?
Well, one more thing, and it says that I can always notice nearby
yeah.
clues unless rolling a
That's
1.
right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, you can use it. I'm sorry. You don't need to make a roll.
Okay.
That will turn into an Abbott and Costello routine.
Yeah,
I want
right.
to use one more thing. Well, what do you want to use?
Thing.
One more thing.
Who's on third?
Oh no, please no.
So you find a loose floorboard under the
Oh.
bed,
I told you the heart was here.
and you find a silver locket.
Popping it open?
I ain't touching that.
I've already touched it.
And
Imogen wants to lick it.
Yeah.
You can touch it. I
Here,
ain't
lick
touching
it.
that. Dad ain't touching that. You can touch
Good
it.
job. Come here, dog woman. Let's
No.
go.
No.
Sniff it or something. Does
I
it
don't sniff that.
open? Is it like one of those little lockets with like a...
Uh-huh. And there's a young man's picture inside,
Oh.
like an old,
Okay.
is it daguerreotype?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Daguerreotype, I think.
Oh,
Daguerreotype. Yeah, that's right. That's correct.
there you go, getting all smart.
Well, I am the librarian.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Do I recognize this young man's picture? When you say young man, you mean literally like a 20s person. You don't mean like a a student or anything. So
yeah.
Okay.
I like a 12-year-old boy with a twisted neck.
Right.
And there looks like there's some kind of rust or something on the chain,
Or blood?
Ooh.
and then you realize it's blood.
Ugh,
It's not dust.
I
Ooh.
knew that was coming.
It's old blood.
Okay.
Now, does Imogene have a reaction to the silver? Is that in the lore
It's like
here? With
itching.
lichens?
Yes.
Yeah, it's just
It's
like
chafing.
Doesn't
rush.
wanna
That's it.
Doesn't want to touch it.
Nope. Nope.
It breaks you. Up.
But do I notice anything other than the locket from a dead girl on the floorboard? Anything else that's weird about this place?
No, it just seems like a normal bachelor pad.
Okay.
Well, I say we pocket the locket and bring it with us. Maybe it's a way to get rid of the ghost, if there is a ghost.
Maybe.
And the floor was stuck, so it was like you're guessing that the people who have been in here might never even known this was here.
If there's any way to figure out who the young man is in that photo, it could benefit us somehow.
It could,
But
if there's some way to figure it out. Yeah.
Is there like a signature or an inscription on the back of the locket?
No.
Did you mention that we could read more about the history of this girl in a book or something? Is there a copy in the room with us, or would that be better to look at the library?
In the library.
Okay.
Well,
Would it be
we
worth
can't
it to
tarry
kind
too
of-
long, or this guy might come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
will.
you're not sure when he's going to come back to the room.
Yeah. I say we make like a tree and get out and
I,
head over to the library real quick and just see if I can check out this book. Just find the section that we need.
I think that's some sort of. We could just cast a charm to make it stick out. That's a simple little spellerific.
Works.
yeah.
Can I cast a charm to make the book
Particularly like
come to
librarians
us?
would know that charm like that to cast to pull a book, find a
Yeah.
book quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to
Yes,
look it
you
up.
do find the book. You do find the book.
Okay. What is
And,
written about the woman?
Yeah, it says her name was Beth Hillman, and she was found brutally murdered, and they questioned people at the school, but they were kind of above reproach with their impeccable reputations. It had to be some local boy, and a young man named Dan Masters was pinned. The murder was pinned on him. And
Is
they have a
it?
picture, and it's the picture in the locket.
Ooh,
Ah.
Dan
are there any
Masters.
indications from the story of how she was killed?
Brutally murdered with a knife.
Hmm.
Looks like a kitchen knife. Report said.
I bet you the cafeteria has a kitchen.
Wow. So
There we did
100 years
establish
ago.
that.
That's right. Thanks to my fine detective work, we now know that the cafeteria does indeed have a kitchen, and they are connected. Food is often
Nice work,
Oh,
prepared and brought
Shoo-shoo.
from the kitchen into the cafeteria. It's a very complex system, however, I was able to discern and see right through it.
And
Sharp as a diamond.
Was
and so yeah, then it goes on the legend. She comes back every year on the anniversary of her death, which was 6 months from now.
So not the time when
Yeah.
this kid was
Right.
killed.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
was Dan Masters the instructor, or just someone that was charged with the murder?
He was charged with the murder. He was a young
So the
man.
principal's telling us something that the book is.
The rumor, though, was
It's
that
not.
one of the
The
instructors
instructor.
had done it.
And with evidence in the
Okay.
room that would tend to corroborate that.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
Oh.
But the official
Masters
report
was the
says
Pats.
that the
Yeah.
official
It's
report says that
Patsy.
this other person.
You know what
Good
I'm
point.
thinking? I reached into my pocket. I'd pull out a slice of cake that I've taken out, and I take a bite out of it. I'm thinking there may be something else going on here. And I say nothing. It's just completely vague. Like, you obviously don't understand what's going on, but
The murder happened in the
Been a
West
murder,
Wood.
someone's responsible.
someone's covering it
Someone
up.
did this.
Probably. You never know. I say we go to the West Woods.
Yeah. All roads lead there.
Okay.
Sounds like it.
All right.
Finish my cake.
Get
So
some frosting on your face.
Licking it.
as you tramp through the woods, there's some muddy areas. You're getting a little bit dirty, and I want everybody to roll a die
Mhm.
and don't roll a 1.
Oh,
Those
fun.
That's
with-
a tall
those
order
with-
on this channel.
Those with acrobatics can roll 2 dice.
Oh,
Oh, did you say acrobatics?
Yes.
Good.
That
'cause-
depends,
good, 'cause
Scotty.
I don't
What
have it.
time is it?
Yeah.
What's that?
What time are we talking here? We looking at dusk?
It's starting to become dusk. Yes.
All right, I can do that.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it's becoming dusk.
So far,
Yes,
so
we all
good.
made
it.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Cool.
No quicksand.
Yep. No quicksand. No
Yay.
rolling sand. Okay. So you see a cave up ahead. You've been walking in the woods for an hour with no luck, and then you see this kind of cave up ahead. And Imogene, there are tracks, mystic tracks leading into the cave, multiple ones.
Do they look like the ones that were on the side of the building earlier?
Yes, they look like children's prints.
Huh? Into the cave, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, guess we're going spelunking.
Who wants to go first?
I guess I'll go first.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to remain human?
No, I think
Okay.
I'm gonna transform. So I'm
Okay.
gonna lose my ability to speak and do complicated mental tasks.
Yeah. So Imogene won't rip you to shreds, right? But she is not good at mental tasks while she's the werewolf, and she can't speak. Okay.
So she's like Harry now.
Yes.
I know.
So you're just like you hear the bones cracking. You don't have the inclination where you're like mostly human looking, right?
No,
Okay. So
I thought that would be more fun.
yeah. So she's got the whole back bending legs, the snout,
It's the Rick Baker
rips out of her
school
face
of
the ears, pull out of her head, and the claws and fangs. You got this beast with you now. But as you're kind of going through the cave and being careful, and following this werewolf, who's kind of like using her senses to follow this trail. All these trails lead around a corner, and then in a cavern that gets larger, there's a shimmering light that's kind of like blinding. You can't look at it, can't like directly look at it. It's that bright. What would you like to do?
Imogene, are you able to so I'm a little unfamiliar though with the way that the lichen path works. I mean, are you able to make decisions now, or are we kind of
I mean, I can make decisions.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
probably won't be able to communicate them with you very much,
Okay.
aside from like grunts, growls, and whimpers, is my guess.
Hmm.
I'm
Right.
just a very big, aggressive, melee boomed dog.
okay?
Yeah.
Oh, you have melee boons. Okay.
Yeah.
So with that, as a werewolf now,
Uh-huh.
do I notice anything special?
No,
Okay.
not yet.
Can I send Actually, something passes between Melvin and I.
Okay.
Melvin kind of knows. He gives me a look. This is what I'm good at, boss. Let me do it. Let me go check it out.
Right.
You're a grown adult, Melvin. You do what you want. So as long as no one in the group says anything, Melvin's going to step forward and check out and investigate this glowing.
He's going towards the light.
He's going to go into the light. Go into the light, Melvin.
Go into the
Don't
light,
go
Melvin.
towards the light.
So, you see, Harry is kind of blocking the light, right? And did Melvin walk in, or was it Harry holding him in his arm? You know.
What are you all talking about? I just look around and everyone's around me, and I'm watching Melvin go into the light. No matter what.
Oh, of course.
What anyone tells you in this stream, folks, Harry's watching Melvin go into the light because Melvin is going into the light.
Yeah. So you see Harry's kind of blocking the light a bit, and I imagine he's not looking directly at it. He's kind of looking away or down, and his hand is going forward through the light or into the light. And then as you kind of try to look and see what's happening, suddenly Harry disappears, as well as Melvin disappear like in a flash.
Gone.
This may not have been the best.
All right.
choice.
Let's go, guys.
And the cavern kind of shudders a little bit, and some like dust comes down. But he's gone. Both Harry and Melvin are both gone.
Ugh. I'm gonna draw my revolver because something's about to happen.
Okay.
I try to edge closer to the light, but I'm not a big fan of bright stuff. So I'm just going to squint and see if there's any Harry body or Melvin body or anything that I can make out, but he's just gone.
Right. He's just disappeared without a trace.
Imogene, can you
There's a whiff of
smell him?
ozone in the air. You don't. His distinctive smell.
I know, and it's pretty pungent.
Yeah, yeah, you know he's gone.
Smell of cake and cheap cigarettes.
Booze, cake, and cheap cigarettes. Oh, I guess Harry's gone.
Now, is the light still like he disappeared into the light? Correct.
Yeah, and the light.
Has the light changed in any way since he disappeared?
No.
It's a lot cakier.
It got brighter when he went through. When he disappeared, or was vaporized.
Well,
Have
my
you ever
suspicion.
Seen... Yeah.
My suspicion is this is some kind of portal.
I'm gonna
We didn't hear
bound
any
into the
screams.
light.
We didn't hear any screams.
No screams.
So Imogene disappears.
Hells.
So Stan, do you have any kind of rope or anything? Maybe we can tie ourselves together.
I've
and
seen
see-
this movie.
No, I rarely need the bloody stuff.
You would need
And
a
this
knee rope.
surgical,
You can just levitate and climb your. You don't
Right,
need to- you don't need
yeah.
a knee rope.
not really a. Have you seen anything like this before, Thurston?
No, never.
Well, they might be hurt. So I'm going in. And I
We'll go in together. And
let's go.
We'll jump through the into the light together.
Holding hands.
Holding hands.
So either this adventure is over,
I know.
or
All right, guys. It was a nice night of gaming.
Good night.
Oh
Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
You're all
no!
disintegrated.
Oh.
So, as your mind swirls, your eyes are out of focus, and as they start to come back into focus, first thing you notice is that the oxygen is very low. Like it's like you kind of have to labor breathe because it's like there's low oxygen here. But as your eyes adjust, you see a red kind of ruddy, sandy landscape with a dark sky, like dark clouds swirling above. And you see black drips like coming from the sky, like hanging down. And you realize that it's not some kind of liquid or oil or whatever. It's actually moving, like they move around like this above you, way above you. And it's a mostly desolate landscape in this wind and this kind of red sand. And up ahead, you see what looks like maybe some kind of structure protruding from the desolate landscape, kind of a circular structure. It doesn't look like anything you've ever seen before.
This is each one of us, correct? Or is this the last?
Yeah, you're all seeing this.
Are we? If we look around, do we see each other?
Yes, you do. And your clothes are like they're moth-eaten and they've been aged like hundreds of years. Like your clothing is barely hanging on you. And there's no gate there where you came through. It's like just sand and wind and rock.
That doesn't bode well.
And there's a circular structure in front of us.
Up ahead, yeah.
Like made out of cement or wood or something.
And you look like you've been on a desert island for like 50 years. Like your clothes are all tattered and hanging off of you, barely hanging on.
I'm just going to walk forward towards the circular structure.
Okay.
With Melvin.
I'll stay a couple paces behind him.
And Melvin's like all barely hanging together, right? Like his jaws hanging down.
I'm missing
Melvin. So I draw my Colt, and Melvin draws his Colt.
Okay.
We slowly step forward.
You notice that your Colt is all rusty, like it's been in the water like a stream 100 years.
I have a pocket watch made of gold. I want to pull it out and see if it's still ticking in any way or if it's doing anything different.
The hand is spinning like this.
Oh.
And the gold is all right because it won't rust.
Varnish.
Yeah.
I think we're in a time vortex, and I show them all the pocket watch.
I'm going to check my pockets and see the condition of the food that I stole.
All the food is gone.
I am enraged. I'm serious now. Melvin and I look at each other. We're bringing. That's it.
But it's just our clothes. We don't look any
and
different,
our food.
do we? Oh,
no, you look the same. You don't look any younger or any older. But everything on you is either dilapidated or worn out.
I'm gonna draw that blade I carry with me, and Melvin's gonna draw his little ventriloquist blade.
Okay.
How do they look? Are the blades rusty?
They look tarnished, but still serviceable.
We nod knowingly at each other.
I take it the guns are unusable.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, well, before we do that, the guns are not, like, based on our professional opinion, the guns are useless. Is that?
Yeah.
Okay, then we reholster our guns.
Yeah, you're afraid that the gun will misfire or backfire if you try to shoot it.
Then we just draw our blades.
Okay.
Do I notice, smell, perceive, hear, sense anything?
Oh, right. There is a weird smell, um like it's like, even though like the wind is blowing, it's a kind of a sickly sweet smell. You're not sure what it would be coming from. You're thinking it's coming from the sky, from those black tendrils that are flicking back and forth in the sky and dripping down through the clouds, oozing and reforming.
Well,
Do I recognize this place, or is this somewhere I haven't been before?
You have a flashback of when you licked the whatever the ooze was. This
Mhm.
is the place. You have a weird
That's-
feeling that this is the place.
That's what I was thinking.
And it's like it's more of an instinct. It's not even like a conscious thought, right? Like it's like your instinct is putting this together in your wolf brain. Like the coloring seems the same
Mhm.
of this world and what you saw when you were flinging toward it, plunging.
well, there's a building.
Yeah.
I think that's the place we gotta go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just heading forward, Melvin and I.
Okay, so as you get close, there seems to be no opening. What do you want to do? Like no visible opening.
I have a couple things that may or may not apply here. I have mechanic, a boon to operating machine. So I don't know if what we're looking at here is a machine. I don't know if that might help me.
Right.
I also
Thank you
have
for letting me know that.
stalker. I know that that's for stealth, but I don't know if that can apply also
Right.
to me, like sort of noticing things or like little
Right.
secret places.
There's really no cover to use the stalker in. It's all kind of just open, deserty terrain with some odd rocks sticking up. Some all like even the rocks seem like melted, dissolved, like as if it's heavy acid like was poured on the rocks. Strong acid. But yeah, those wouldn't come into play yet.
Okay.
The structure, is it made of like concrete, stone? Like what does it
You
seem
would
to
guess
be?
it's some kind of concrete, like poured. It seems like some kind of stone or concrete.
This is kind of a dumb question, but with Nose for the Supernatural, the boon of finding hidden entities to avoid ambushes, can I check to see if I can sense anything, or maybe a door, perhaps, or any traps?
Right. Do you want to check around the structure?
Yes.
Okay. You find something, and it begins to open a door that slides up, but then it seems to get jammed. So it's like there's just enough room for a person to crawl underneath it. Like the lizard crawl underneath it. You want to do that?
Kind of like start panting and circling it and barking at it.
And digging? Can you dig?
I don't see why not.
Want to try to dig?
I'm gonna cautiously paw at it a little bit.
Okay. It seems to go below what you see on the surface. You're not sure how deep, but your clawed hands runs into something heavy or something in the sand, and you realize they're bones, and they look like humanoid bones.
Can I
You
sniff the
want to make any
bones
more?
a little bit? Yeah.
Okay. As you kind of clear out kind of an area, you find even more bones.
Do the bones have any distinguishing marks on them?
They look like they've been treated with acid or something. Like there's burned patches. Like almost like someone took a spoon of acid and flung it. And you know, the droplets of acid that hit it and burned holes into it.
Mm-hmm.
It's all neutral now.
Can I pick up one of the bones and fling it and see if Imogene goes to chase after it?
Roll.
Maybe I go get the Timmy. So there is that small area under the door that you could crawl in if you want.
Yeah, I think that's our only need. Now, Stanley, are you able to turn it into a gas or anything like that, like a traditional vampire? Right?
None of those net skills.
Melvin.
He has resisted vampirism by not drinking human blood.
Yeah.
Melvin and I are silent. Something passes between us.
Question. How can we tell like how big the bones are?
How big the what?
The bones are.
Oh, they're about human size.
Are they like how old are they though?
Oh, how old are they? Hard to tell without it kind of dating. They seem very old.
Can we see if they look like adult size humanoid or child size?
They do seem like adult size.
Okay.
It's almost like some catastrophe happened worldwide. Catastrophe happened here.
Okay.
I think we're this is a glimpse of the future.
Red planet.
Some kind of dread catastrophe has wasted this world.
It's like a waste of the world.
It's dark miasma. It's penetrating the sky.
Just to let you know, Scotty, I don't want to interrupt here. We are getting those audio issues now again, and apparently Frank is the best one to understand. Frank is crystal clear. For some reason, the others are not. But what we'll do is this. We'll continue, if you don't mind, Scotty, because I feel like maybe we're near the end. We are recording this, and the recording is always crystal clear. So I will place, if you're getting impatient with that, we will place a recording up within the next 24 to 48 hours with all of this.
Okay.
So I do apologize to everybody at home if you're watching. We're not quite sure what's causing that issue, but we'll do our best. So
It's certainly not the universe's commentary on our role-playing abilities.
no.
I think he wants the dummy to go in the hole.
Yeah. Everything's just karma and all the
All right, what dummy on this
shenanigans.
player is going to go?
I'm gonna start crawling in through the door then.
Okay. You get inside, and there is some kind of light inside, and a lot of things you don't understand.
Would it be better to change back into a human for this point?
Probably if you think you're not in danger of, like, getting killed. Like being
Am I in
attacked.
danger?
That,
Doesn't seem dangerous at the moment. It only
The
takes
danger's
you a round
coming.
to change, so It's not like you basically have to sit out around while you change, and then
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'll change back.
okay. And when you do, you realize what this is. It's some kind of archive because of your kinship with this kind of thing, but it's in a different medium. You don't understand the medium, but you see the different archival things like organized in an archival fashion, right? Although you don't understand the technology, you understand that.
Can I read anything?
No, it's in some strange language. It's not in English.
Can I read anything?
You want to touch anything?
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
just curious.
You start something. Did anybody else want to crawl in?
Yeah, I'll follow.
Okay.
Of course.
All of us, I think, are going at this point.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. So in your mind's eye, you can see that in the past, this planet was on a scale that you would see in like future, like in the futurist ideas of like H.G. Wells. That's what it reminds you of, like the things to come kind of technology. That kind of, it seems like some kind of out of a science fiction book, some kind of technology out of a science fiction book. But basically you see images and you realize there's no pages or anything or screens, but you're seeing the images in your mind. And they're kind of going forward of this magnificent civilization. And it seems that at some point they unlock the power of magic. And as it progressed, things from the other side came through and destroyed their world.
That's bad.
And that like the people, the last left alive, basically it hints at they became the minions of these extra dimensional dark matter gods, outer gods. And so what's left of their race are minions of these foul, horrific beings, wherever they are.
Do we see what they look like?
You see what they look like? No.
Uh-huh.
Doesn't show them.
Are there any instructions on how to get back home?
And
A map,
find the girl in
perhaps.
the woods.
Something we could lick, maybe.
This is bad business. Worse than anything out of an L. Ron Hubbard novel.
It seems there is another portal in this room.
Ah,
Hopefully it would take you back to where you come from.
Same.
well,
Same
anywhere's
light.
better than here.
Right. There doesn't seem to be any food or anything, any water,
It's
any
pretty-
food.
Desolate and awful.
This is what awaits the Earth if we don't get back and stop these creatures.
Totally.
Just to let everybody know, our audio issues, knock on wood, seem to have resolved themselves.
Oh, good.
Great.
Good.
Oh, good.
We're okay as of like 2 or 3 minutes ago.
So the portal beckons.
Yeah.
You wanna
Well,
test it.
I think the longer we stay here, the more everything will waste away. So
Right, let's
yeah.
I'm gonna change back into my wolf form and then jump through the portal.
Okay, cool. Everybody
And
wanna
we'll
follow?
take a big leap after her.
A big leap of faith. So, you actually fall out of the portal. You feel yourself falling, and you're suddenly in the grass, like you've fallen into the grass, and you can smell the sweet dew of the grass at night. And thank goodness you must be home. But as you kind of look up from falling, like face, like stomach first, you look up and you see the school ahead of you, and your clothes are normal. Like everything on you, they're not degraded anymore. They all seem normal. But as you kind of look up, you see in the window that you climbed up, Stan, there is something crawling in the window into Tad's room.
That
And it seems like kind of like almost like a hairless ape crawling in with saggy skin, like one of those hairless cats.
I'm going to get up and start running towards the window.
Okay.
I'm gonna
It
bound towards the
definitely
window
popped into
too.
the window. Huh?
I'm gonna start bounding towards that area too.
Okay. Okay.
And assuming our Colts, our matching Colts are back,
They are, yes.
Melvin and I are going to follow
Okay.
right after.
You want to go into school and try to run up the stairs to follow?
Yeah. Yeah. We'll go
Okay.
the old-fashioned way and back them up from another angle.
Okay. So the same Imogene, you want to do that?
Yes.
Okay. So you guys are tearing through the doors, up the stairs, and Stan, as you come into the room, as you hover into the room,
Yeah.
you see this little ape-like creature crouching on the bed, on Tad's bed. Okay. And you know that picture with the devil or the gargoyle or whatever sitting on the nightmare, the painting of the nightmare where it's sitting
Yeah,
on the bed? It's very reminiscent of
Incubus, I
that.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's sitting there, and Tad is like in his bed and like go back and forth like he's having a nightmare. And this thing leans forward, and its head is over his chest. And you see this string of drool
Oh,
like coming out of its mouth, like soaking into the nightshirt. And as Tad like jerks, this soul energy like sucks up,
I'm
goes
gonna-
up the slime, the drool trail into the mouth of the thing.
I'm not going to let this continue. I'm going to try to knock that thing off its balance.
Okay, cool. You want to try to hurt it or just knock it off the bed?
No, I don't not want to hurt it. I don't know what's happening for
Right.
real. I'm just trying to break its stream of nasty saliva goo and
Right.
make its attention on me instead of Tad sleeping there so peacefully.
Okay, cool. So, with your melee, we're going to make this a contest. Okay. So how a contest works is we're each going to roll dice, and whoever gets the highest one gets what they want. Okay. If we tie, there's nobody gets what they want. It's just a tie. Okay. So
All right.
go ahead and roll 2 dice for that.
So I've got the melee attacks, boons, attacks and defenses. I also have an at night. I have a boon for strength, acrobatics, and athletics, and I don't know if that would pertain to this as well.
I'm just going to use the melee boon, so you'll have 2 dice.
So just the 2. Let's go.
And we'll take your
That's
So your total 6. So I'm going to roll mine. Oh, okay. So what do you want to happen to this creature?
I want to knock it clean off of the bed,
Okay.
just and away from Tad.
Okay. So you knock it off the bed and it kind of does a somersault and then stands back on its feet very deftly. And as it turns and looks at you, you can see yourself reflected in these kind of black mirrored eyes that it has. And it has like its mouth is like slathered with this weird viscous saliva, and it has no lips or teeth.
How lovely.
It's just kind of quivering.
I think it's probably I have its attention.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna take a shot and try my mesmerism, which is a 2d6 innate magic roll.
Yeah.
To give it simple instructions that they perform slowly, and I maintain it with anchoring.
Right. Cool. Okay. So what you'll do for an innate magic attack, you'll roll 2d6.
Yep.
And I'll have to resist that, your highest number. 4. Okay, so I have to get a 5 to beat it. Oh!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there such a thing as like reverse karma?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's kind of just looking at you and just swaying there.
Yep. And all I want it to do as the simple instruction is to stay.
Okay. So it's just planted there. Just
Sit.
kind
Roll over.
Fetch.
No. I know that the rest of Harry's team is coming. I'm just trying to maintain here. Battle's not my thing.
Right. So hold them until we get the rest of the team here.
Yep.
So Tad seems to have calmed down, like he's gone back to a more restful sleep. But there's that goo all over his chest.
Am I able to wipe him down, or at least take his... Oh, this is going to be awkward. How do I do this? I have to maintain that anchoring, so I have to be very careful.
Right.
He doesn't appear to be in pain.
No.
But I'm just going to grab his bedspread and try and clean that ichor off of him, get it away from him.
Yeah, he doesn't wake. Doesn't wake during this time. He seems to be in a really deep sleep.
Oh.
But yeah, you managed to wipe it off. And that's when the rest of the crew bursts into the room. And you guys see that thing sitting there.
I've got it held, everyone. It's under a spell. Do any of you know what this is?
Melvin and I are not asking questions, nor are we listening. If no one objects, player-wise, game-wise, we're gonna pump that thing full of hot lead.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just gonna let you be able to shoot it because it's incapacitated, so it can't defend itself.
Melvin and I, we've done this 100 times before in these sorts of situations. Just back to back, start firing and blasting away.
Okay. So that's when Tad sits up because of the loud noises.
I woke him up. Sorry, Tad, go back to sleep.
Just as the thing kind of hits the floor, thuds. And Tad went, "What's that? What's happening?"
We're not answering. We're just pulling the trigger.
Harry and the dummy are reloading.
You should have taken this. You should have taken the cigarettes, kid.
What happened? What happened?
Little ventriloquist bullets and human-sized bullets are just perforating this thing.
the thing twitches, and the soul energy that it absorbed almost hovers like a witch light, and it starts to float out of the room. And it's heading down the hall, like bobbing down the hall.
So it's like
Someone follow it.
his energy is left. His
I'm gonna follow it just to see where it goes.
Okay. It goes to the headmaster's office
I knew it.
and goes through the door into the headmaster's office.
Okay, I'm gonna go through the door, I guess.
Okay. When you open the door, the headmaster is standing there, and he's making obscene noises and
Gross.
absorbing this light, this witch light, into his chest. And he's like, oh,
gross. Sounds you don't want to hear at a school ever.
No.
So I'm going to use my boon to melee and my magic infused claws, fangs count as magical weapons and give extra melee boon that stacks.
Ooh,
And I'm gonna
damn.
just lunge for his throat with the intention of just closing it and
Nice.
go for the jugular.
So you'll have to take a round to transform into the werewolf.
I've already been a werewolf the whole time.
Oh, okay. That's right. You didn't say that.
I came
Okay.
prepared.
She couldn't
Right.
tell you that, Scotty. She's a werewolf.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So what? So as Imogene is lunging for the headmaster, what are the rest of you doing?
I'm still.
I'm
Reloading.
sorry.
I'm just in the
Just
room
aiming for the corpse.
investigating the thing that Harry and the ventriloquist doll shot up.
Okay. It's dissolved into this puddle of foul-smelling liquid,
Ugh.
and it's quickly evaporating.
All right.
I would have followed Imogene, and I'm just standing behind her as she's attacking with my pistol drawn, ready to shoot if need
Okay.
be.
As you're lunging at the headmaster, Imogene, he starts to pontificate, and he says, "It's too late. You can't stop me, and no one will miss the likes of you." And then he starts like you hear his bones cracking, and go ahead and attack.
Oh boy.
You get 3 dice.
Very nice.
Wow.
And so take the highest one. Oh, 6. Okay. So normally in EZD6, when you roll a 6, that is a potential crit. Okay.
Oh.
This what you find out from this thing is its skin is so rubbery and flexible that you can't crit it. Okay. So you do 1 strike to it. Okay.
See.
So Thurston.
So I have bestial rage. Sacrifice a strike to inflict an extra strike on the target.
Okay, I would allow that to work.
Okay. Let's try that. So would I
But
just
you
roll
will
again
lose
in
a
that
strike.
case? Oh, okay. So I would just like sit the next turn out then,
Yeah.
or how would that work? Okay.
Oh,
Can I try
yeah.
that?
Oh no, you wouldn't sit anything out. You would just lose a strike.
What
Basically,
does that mean
you're getting.
practically?
Basically, it's like a barbarian's in rage, where they're like so crazed, they have no care for their own safety, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you gain a strike when you're in wolf form. So I think
Yes.
you're at 4 currently. Well, you'll be at 3 if you sack right.
Yeah,
So how?
that makes
Yeah.
sense, right?
Okay. Yeah, I think I'll do that.
Yeah.
I'll do the bestial rage.
Okay, cool. So you do another strike to it, and then you lose a strike.
Okay.
So I did change the werewolf a little bit. You don't. Now remember, you can't go over your starting strike. So even when you heal, when you regenerate, also the werewolf doesn't regenerate. I don't know. I'm not sure if I had that in the document or I changed it already. But the werewolf doesn't regenerate like in rounds. It's like in hours. So like every hour, the werewolf regains another strike, right?
Yeah, regenerate one strike per hour unless you've been hit by silver or you've lost all of your strikes.
Yeah. Okay, but you've done 2 strikes to it. Okay, Thurston, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna yell out to Haggerston and say, I am definitely recommending the board fire your ass, and then I'll take a shot at him.
Okay, take a shot.
And
Are you trained in shooting?
I am not trained in shooting.
Okay, so you just roll 1 die.
Yeah, so I got a 3.
Okay, that is not a hit.
Okay.
It bounces off its rubbery hide.
Can I modify that with karma? What is my target number?
Yes, you can. You need a 5 to hit it. So
all right, so I'll use 2 karma.
Yeah,
I'll use 2 karma.
Good idea. Great idea. So that's another strike. Sweet. Okay. So it says Thurston, put down this foolishness. These boys, I am preparing these boys for the world. They will be leaders of tomorrow in the new world. Join me. Kill the werewolf.
My jaw's just kind of like clasp around his throat a bit more. Like, just shake his little stupid throat.
We saw the future world. We don't want any part of that.
Oh, it's glorious. The glory. Do you know what I do here? Do you know what's happening here? Have you figured it out?
No.
Can we shift targets?
Oh, you want to come into the fight?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys make it while he's pontificating. Okay, so make it into the room while he's pontificating. So he says, the soul leeches, or the soul renders, they drain the souls of the boys and send them to me. But only part of the souls. The rest I put in the ability to become the leaders of tomorrow. They shall rule the world and bring about the change. So basically, they're grooming boys to be the catalyst that like just ends the world, right? They're going.
What I got out of that is that school sucks the soul out of you.
Yes, exactly.
That too.
Yeah.
This sounds like a job for Pink Floyd.
Takes all your initiatives, sucks the soul. Become a heartless
Teaches you to sit
capitalist.
still.
A heartless 1%er. Okay. Worshipping the dark matter gods. Okay, so you hear the creaking of bone, and the headmaster goes through this transformation where his hair falls out, his face caves in to a big hole, like a black hole. Around the hole are these little tentacles that are swishing around. His arms elongate into these large tentacles with razors on the end, razor spines, and he starts like lashing these tendrils around. He goes for Imogene. Ooh, he got a crit. Let me see. Potential crit. Okay, nope, that's one strike, Imogene. So you need to make an armor save. Do you have dodge? Someone took dodge.
No.
I have dodge.
Okay, cool. Okay, so you need to roll a 6 to avoid the damage.
That was just one die then.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
You do get a karma, but you take a strike.
Okay. Okay.
Thurston, another tentacle goes towards you.
Okay.
It's like a long whip-like tentacle. Oh, a 6. Ouch.
Ooh.
Okay, not a crit. So
Not
that's
a crit,
strike on
but I
you.
get 2
You
rolls.
get 2 dice for your armor save. Yeah.
Ugh, and I fail miserably.
Oh! Take a strike and get a karma.
Yep.
Okay. And then it starts to do this wail. And this the the hole in its face starts spinning around like a vortex. And you know that effect where they show in the movies where it's like you're superimposed over yourself and it's like you're being sucked, like yourself is being sucked away or whatever. It's kind of like that effect. Like it's trying to drain your soul energy. Okay, so it's going to roll an innate magic attack. That's a 4. You guys need to roll a 5 or better on your defense for your innate magic attack.
All of us?
Oh, yeah, since
5.
you're all in the room now.
Oh, I rolled. Well,
nice
I rolled
roll.
2 dice, but they both made it. So
Yeah,
is
you
that?
both did.
You want me to roll again, or?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
Stanley.
Stan.
I'm gonna use
Oh,
my hero die
yeah, there you go.
because I can't do worse. I can't do the same thing.
You can't do
no!
worse, but you can do the same.
Yes, you can.
I can do the
So
same.
you take a strike and you get a karma.
And
Nice.
so I'm rolling in my 2.
Oh,
Can I use my hero die?
Yes,
do
you
it
can.
right?
Uh-huh. Yep.
What?
Ugh.
Also a 2, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you keeping track at home.
You can also now you can't spend karma on a 1, but you can spend it on a 2 if you want. But that's a lot of karma. I don't know how much you have left.
Well, it's the end of the game, right?
Mhm.
What do I know what I need?
You need 4 karma.
Okay. Oh, I need
Oh no,
4.
I'm sorry, 3 karma. 3 karma. Sorry, 3 karma.
No, I'll
3
take the
karma per
strike. I'll
5.
take the strike.
Okay.
It's
So
not,
back to you guys.
not a bad.
Come on, Imogene, tear his throat out.
You can go whatever order you want.
Yeah. Okay, I would like to continue tearing his throat out and using my magically enhanced claws and just sort of like rip at whatever his insides would be. Go for
Oh,
the
nice.
liver. It's my
Oh,
favorite
man.
part.
There we go. 3 dice.
Okay.
Oh, 6.
Oh, very
Nice.
nice.
Too bad you can't do a crit.
I know.
You could do another one of those, the feral attack, but then you're losing another strike.
Yeah, I think maybe I'll just
Okay,
save
probably
it for now.
probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, Thurston.
I'm gonna try something different here.
Yeah.
Imogene had told us about the pentacle, right? And
Oh,
so
yeah.
each of the artifacts were a point of the star.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna it's a sword cane, but I'm just gonna use the cane part and just go and charge at one of the artifacts and smash it.
Oh, roll anything
Good
but
idea.
a 1.
Anything but a 1.
Anything but a 1.
That would be a 6.
Very
nice.
Nice 6.
All right, so that seems to visibly injure it.
Yes.
It's like
So I yell to the others, smash the artifacts.
So this is our moment. Melvin and I look at each other. Melvin yells, "Harry, fastball special." And nobody else knows what we're talking about, but maybe some
Right.
X-Men fans know. I pick up Melvin and I toss him holding his knife out and his 45 or his Colt.
Uh-huh.
And then if this is permissible from the DM, I fire my own Colt at another, so I'm kind of attacking two at once.
Right.
Okay?
Mm-hmm. Yep, okay.
So what do I need to roll?
Okay. So with the puppet,
He's a
just
marionette, not a
I'm sorry,
puppet.
marionette. I'm sorry, marionette. Roll a 3+ to do that.
All right. 3.
Yes.
Oh, you got it. And the other one, just don't roll a 1.
5.
Oh, nice. Okay, so it's, but
Uh-oh. I heard a butt.
you see, Harry saw what he just described to us,
Oh.
but you guys see what it looks like that he just throws the puppet at the other, and it knocks it off the table and it breaks. He sees like Matrix, like the puppet doing the Matrix.
That is what I see. That's exactly what I see. Like in
But you
bullet
guys see the
time,
puppet hitting the table.
rotating around.
Ladies, find yourself a man who looks at you like
Like Harry
God.
looks at
Harry looks at
Melvin.
Melvin.
All right, Stan.
Well, I am not a fighter, and I can see that Imogene is a little hurt in there. But I was kind of prepared for this. I've got my first aid kit, which happens to have healing elixirs in it. And while we were coming down the stairs, Harry didn't notice it, but a frozen, not so frozen anymore, Salisbury steak fell out of one of his pockets. And I swooped it up. And seeing Imogene not feeling well, I roll that elixir into the Salisbury steak and I say, "Who's my good werewolf? Who's my good werewolf?" I throw the Salisbury steak in her general direction.
Okay.
Like, is it like a Swanson TV dinner Salisbury steak?
I did look it up. They were invented like in 1900. So
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Right. Don't roll a 1.
you're right.
Don't roll
That's
a 1.
fair.
Oh,
2 is good.
2.
So, Imogene, you heal 2 strikes
Yay!
if you're down that many.
I believe I am.
Yeah, I think you are.
Yeah,
I think you are.
Yeah.
I think it's like exactly 2.
Okay, so
And that was my move.
cool.
Very
cool,
nice.
Cool. So the headmaster whips his arms around. He goes for Imogene. That's a hit. Make an armor save.
Mm. Oh no.
Oh.
You take a strike unless you want to spend 4 karma. If not, you get 1 karma.
No, I will take the strike.
Okay.
So +1 karma.
It goes for Thurston. Oh, that's a hit.
Mm.
One strike.
No crit. One strike. There's my 2 armor saves. Oh yeah, save.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
not bad.
What?
Not bad at all.
So it begins to do that that energy siphon. I'm gonna roll the see what my Okay, so you guys need to roll a 4 or better to resist.
Ooh. Oh, I resisted. Imogene did not. Ugh.
I did not.
Oh
Oh,
gosh,
Harry
I
didn't
did
either.
not.
Oh no.
Oh, Stanley did. Oh, sorry. Ignore
Okay.
that.
We'll ignore that one. That's good.
Yeah.
Yes, please. Let's ignore that. I think I'd like to bank on my good karma now and probably resist whatever mind sucking things you're gonna do.
Okay. That would save you against the strike. Okay, so it backs away and blocks the last remaining artifact. Oh no, I'm sorry, there are 2.
There's 2. It should be 2 remaining. Yeah.
Two
Okay.
left. So it blocks one of the artifacts with its body. Your guys' turn.
Is it
Yeah,
possible?
I'm gonna.
Oh,
No, go ahead. I'm
Was-
still thinking.
I was going to say that in all the chaos, is it possible that Melvin was sneaking around behind our friendly neighborhood supernatural entity,
Of course.
getting into position, perhaps using my stalker skill
Of course.
somehow,
Of course.
to just smash that thing on the ground.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna try to resist your stalking. Okay.
Okay.
So you roll 2 dice and I'll roll 2, and whoever gets the highest wins.
I roll 2 dice. You roll 2. Okay, here we go.
For your one for their normal roll, and then 1 for the stalker inclination.
4 and 3.
So I need to beat a 4. Oh, I
Yeah.
did.
Can I
So
spend?
he body blocks you.
Can I spend karma?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, you can.
Can I?
If you have to spend 2 karma to beat me.
I'll spend 2 karma.
Okay, cool.
Down to 1.
Just when it looks like he's about to block you, you find that somebody distracts him.
Perfect.
Imogene snarls at him.
I throw my voice across the room.
Oh,
Distracting him.
badass! Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, that's another one down. Another artifact smashed. Who's next?
I would like to use my boon in my werewolf physique, which is when transformed, gain a boon to strength, acrobatics, and athletics, and completely destroy the last remaining artifact.
Oh, gotcha. Roll 3 dice and just don't roll 3 ones.
Okay.
That's a
shall
tall order
see.
for us.
I know.
I've seen it happen before.
Okay, I did not do that.
2, 3, 2.
I did not do that.
Okay, so you rip it up, and
What was it, by the way?
Oh, what was it?
Yeah.
It was like like an accursed idol.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really weird stuff to have around your
It is
like a
it
boarding
is.
school principal's
It
office.
is,
Like
it is.
a little obvious.
But since nobody
guys.
knows what it is.
But people are just like, oh yeah, statue of Baal, that's fine. Normal stuff.
So behind the headmaster, this portal starts to swirl and open.
Here we go.
No.
This is what we've been waiting
I hate
for.
portals.
And that monkey-like creatures that was drooling on the boy's chest, like half a dozen of them reach through the portal and they grab the headmaster. And you see in their eyes, you could swear that in the dark pools of their eyes that they apologize for the problems they have brought to your world and the curse from their cursed world that they have brought. And they drag the headmaster through the portal as he screeches and hollers in this inhuman voice. And then it's suddenly gone. And just silence.
I'm going to change back now.
Okay.
I'm going to take a look at Harry and Thurston to see what kind of first aid they might require.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not. I only took a strike.
Yeah, I'm the same. I took 1 strike as well.
However, I'm cradling Melvin. Wondering what sort of state he's in.
I don't think a first aid kit will help, but we can take him to the carpentry department at the boarding
That's right,
school.
to the wood shop. To the wood shop.
Yes.
Yes. They
Shop
might have
class.
something.
Well,
He looks at you, Harry, and says, I think I'm going to pull through.
And his head just like rotates like this.
Pull through. Yeah.
And then he just goes, ah.
And Harry, you guys see Harry's hand up there the whole time, right?
I don't know what any of you are talking about.
It's okay, Harry. It's time to let go.
I think we probably better get out of here before the cops get here.
Probably.
I light a cigarette and pull a ham and cheese sandwich out of one of my other pockets and take a bite. Yeah, that might be the best thing to do.
So you within days, there's a headline, read all about it. Read all about it. Headmaster Harrison from the Marnoff School for Boys has gone missing. Read all about it. The beloved headmaster has gone missing. And the couple,
David and
you want to tell them what you found out?
That's an excellent question. What do we think,
The
gang?
Apworths, you want to tell them? Or keep them blissfully ignorant?
Hey, we just tell them, yeah, the cops were right. It was an accident.
Thurston knows. He's
Better
in the
for them not to
circles.
know. Better for them not to know.
I thank you, my friend. I appreciate all your work. Thank you for checking it out. I hope it wasn't too boring.
No.
Investigation.
We met a really nice young lad named Tad, who was
he was
friends
a
with
friend
James.
He was a friend.
Told us nothing but nice things. Said he was a really great friend, and maybe you could check in on him sometimes and make sure he's okay. It's a bit sad about James too.
We will. Thank you.
Mr. Wadsworth,
At least
I want you to
At least we can sleep now. At least we can sleep.
I want you to remember one thing, though, sir.
Yes.
What we do may not be respectable. And then that's it. I just let it trail off. Light a cigarette and
Yeah, you're enigmatic, right?
Get into your jalopy.
You're enigmatic. The jalopy, yeah.
Melvin and I
Backfires as you drive away.
pull out a piece of cake from my pants
You're like,
pocket,
where'd you get that cake?
The devil's
which
food,
I've taken from
cake.
Mr. Wadsworth kitchen.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Like the dead, like the dead kid's friend's dad works there. Mr. Wadsworth's kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah. You took his friend, now you take his cake.
Just kidding. That's right. I can have my cake and eat it too.
Now, I know this is a little retconny, but I wanted to scrape up some of those artifacts.
Oh,
and
yeah.
the
Yeah.
broken
The
artifacts and
shards
kind
of
of
the
and the
artifacts.
shards of them and bring them with us.
Nobody will glue them back together.
Yeah.
Good idea. Jeez, we're really like slacking off over here on the protecting the world from eldritch horrors thing.
Right. But it's never too late for cake.
No.
It's always time for cake.
All right. Well,
Cool.
Okay.
thank you very much, Scotty, for running that for us. We had
so welcome.
we had a great time. We really appreciate it. And thank you very much for kind of giving us a nice reason to get together to stream again. Like that's something we haven't done on the channel in a long time. And for those of you that watched tonight or maybe watching in the future, this didn't happen on Monday night. It happened on Friday night. I really do highly recommend if you haven't checked it out. I'm not saying this because Scotty came on the channel. I'm not saying this because Scotty's a friend. But I really honestly recommend that you check out EZD6. It's well worth the investment. He's got a lot of great settings that he's got coming out for it. He's got, of course, Wasted World. Now he's got his book of quests. And then, of course, coming soon, we'll have we're gonna have Eldritch City Blues, and crossing my fingers that it'll be out later this year. Like I was saying, I'm working on Bone and Metal with Joey Lee Cabral and Matt Click. And there may be a few other people that I haven't quite announced yet that are going to be doing some work on it as well. So for all of you watching, listening at home, thanks very much for giving us your time. We do appreciate it. I hope you had a great, fun time. And just simply lastly, I want to just thank my friends here in the stream. Thank you all very much for showing up and for coming. I always get nervous before I do these things. I worry about all the technical issues and all of that stuff. But once we start playing, I just feel really great. And I always wonder, like, well, why didn't I do this sooner? Or why didn't we do this last week? Or why didn't we do this a few weeks ago? So I do appreciate it. And if anyone out there has liked what they've seen, please do think about liking, subscribing, and most of all, maybe sharing. Just like sending this somewhere, sending this to a friend. Even 1 or 2 subscribers help out and makes us feel good to know that the things that we do here are bringing fun and joy to others. But at any rate, from all of us here tonight, thank you all so much for watching. I promise I'll be back a lot sooner than I was back this time. I think it's going to be a matter of a week or 2 before I have a couple more interviews coming and then some streams. And we've got Sword in the Darkness that we hope to get going again this summer. So for all of you out there, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you again another time. Good night, everyone.
Bye now.